Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me.
Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better about me, boy. Okay. Leroy Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like under the city, the driver's side flyer. Just a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. Hey, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as can be. You can watch us on YouTube and view for free. Ay, this one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
We get to talk to that guy today. I'm excited. T-Hut back on the show. You think we'll quibble again, Leroy?
Huh?
You think we'll quibble in front of Tommy Hutton again today?
I think we'll try to behave.
We'll try. Yeah, we'll try, but no promises.
And we'll say, you know, when it's all done and he says you guys quibble too much, our heart's in the right place.
Our heart was in the right place, Tommy. Our heart was in the right place. Agreed, dude. Agreed. So welcome on in, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. We take it till 2 o'clock. You guys can watch the show every single day on YouTube and Twitch, the channel all together. Miami 560 WQM. But you could just go to YouTube and you could peruse and you could be like Leroy and Tobin Heat. And that would have you find us.
Yep.
And it'd be like, oh, look at this. Silly stuff. You could like if you were to do this, you went to YouTube and you searched Show Pony, you wouldn't get us. Like it wouldn't happen. It wouldn't.
Oh, we can fix that.
No. That's not what happens.
We can fix that.
No, like it just so everybody knows you can't. Don't hashtag Show Pony on our show. And you guys is gonna stream us live in your ears on the Odyssey app. JFig is here. Woo! At 10:04.
Pretty solid.
Hello,
By the way, I was at Publix this morning.
Of course.
Wow.
Uber driver was delivering food to somebody at Publix.
Really?
Wow.
As he drops the Chick-fil-A off, he leaves and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Leroy."
Tremendous. You ever think like I wonder if like anybody who does that, you think they ever double dip? Like if you are an Uber driver, do you also Instacart? So like as he drops off the food at Uber Eats, does he then pick up an Instacart and then drop that back?
I don't know. Is Instacart owned by Uber?
No, I don't know what the rules are.
That's
I'm not
pretty
sure.
good.
I'm not sure. I don't know what the rules are.
They should be. If they're not doing that, they're missing out.
Probably
on
need a
money.
couple phones, right? Like they're probably tracking you
Well,
on a couple phones there.
Probably.
There's an epidemic in Uber Eats and all of these places. It is sometimes your food gets delivered in between the legs of somebody driving a moped. I don't know how we should view that.
I try not to think about it.
Right.
I try not to think about it.
Although when somebody has the little hot box, right? I'm like, that person's committed.
I did do a late night food delivery last night, and I tracked that dude because I was so hungry. I was just like watching. I was watching my chicken sandwich the entire way. I was like, oh, come on,
Wait a minute. You got a house with a refrigerator.
I didn't have anything.
Oh,
didn't have anything.
So mad. I got so mad at Big Spoon yesterday. We get however many $100s of food every week.
Mm-hmm.
I go in the refrigerator to make a sandwich.
Yep.
No sandwich meat. I had to go to the store. I'm like, doesn't this defeat the purpose if I have to go to Publix and get my own stuff?
So everybody just ate your food?
No.
That's what you got mad at?
Because no. She looks in there.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
she
sees
just there's meat in there, but the date is like June 8th.
Oh, well, yeah, that's stinky meat. You can't have that.
Right. So she said, well, I looked in there. There was meat.
All right, let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Yeah, we will talk some Marlins with Tommy Hutton today. They got swept by the Cardinals.
Oh man!
If it
They're
wasn't
in
bad enough, the Marlins lost their third base coach to a broken leg.
Yikes, dude.
Yep. Took a line drive right off the leg
my
thanks to Jesus
God.
Sanchez.
Way to go, dude.
I will say, man's man, because he didn't go down.
What?
Like, he didn't go down in a heap. He just tried to suck it up, and then all of a sudden, I think he wasn't there. And then Skip Schumacher revealed after the game, broken leg.
Broke his leg, dude.
Wow.
Broken leg, dude. If it wasn't bad enough. If it
Can I
wasn't
tell
bad
you?
enough.
I had one of those. No bueno.
That's rough.
It is. Remember, I was walking around with one. Didn't even realize it.
Not good.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do remember that. Meanwhile, let's head on out to across the pond, love, and get a golf update. The Open Championship is today, and this golf leaderboard brought to you by the Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers around the country since 1968.
All right. We got two leading the charge at 5 under.
Ooh.
Right? Now, if you know me, and you know I happen to be talking to an Englishman, and I had to ask him about my picks,
Mm-hmm.
then you've heard this name before. But number one at 5 under is an amateur. Christo Lamprecht.
Who the
I
hell
think
is
it's
that?
South African.
Oh,
Looking at the flag.
Yep,
Also
it
at
does-
5 under, Tommy Fleetwood.
man.
Followed by 3 under, 2 3-unders, old ass Stuart Sink. He is the guy who stopped Tom Watson from winning, being the oldest man to win the Open a few years ago.
Mm.
And Wyndham Clark. Matthew Jordan.
Wyndham Clark sounds like a golfer, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that is Wyndham. What did he win? Didn't he win something recently?
Yeah, he won the
In the
he
US?
won the PGA.
PGA. Yeah, he won a major. So I remember the name.
Yeah.
I was like, man, Wyndham Clark. That dude sounds like a golfer.
Sounds like if he wasn't golfing, he'd be a billionaire.
Wyndham.
Yeah. Here's a weird one. Matthew Jordan is at 2 under.
Mm.
Jordan Spieth is at 2 under.
Wow.
So when you see it on the leaderboard on TV, it says Jordan Spieth, which is weird.
That is funny.
Um,
Kind of like
well-
Duncan Robinson with Spurs legend did.
right.
Legends.
Ricky Fowler, he's at 2 under. He's been playing pretty good.
Great close.
A lot of the guys are teeing off later on this evening, including Rory McIlroy,
Mm.
and other than that, that's the evening group. Other than that, that's it.
Where's
It's
our
not
boy
that
Gooch?
a little breezy. Well, let's see. I don't know if Gooch teed off yet. Let's check. We always got to keep an eye on Gooch.
Always got to keep an eye on the Gooch.
You know, he's Taylor Gooch.
Uh-oh.
He
I
shot
see.
3 over.
Oh, no.
Not out of it, but he needs to get some work done, and it's supposed to rain for the rest of the week. So
Gooch is not out of the woods yet, dude. I am surprised, though, that Tommy Fleetwood isn't winning by a landslide.
What?
Really?
That's how
Really?
we're starting today, huh?
Minus
Oh.
one.
That's how we're
Hey!
starting today.
Oh, okay. All right. I get it.
Do the golfers all sound like that, or the announcers sound like
Well,
Conor McGregor?
Well, here's the funny thing. For as long as I've been watching the Open Championship, I don't know if it's the same guy, but they all do the announcements the same way. Match number 44. Now on the tee from Ireland, Tommy Fleetwood. And they do the same thing with every golfer. So they call them, they don't call them groups. They call them matches or games. Game 44. Game 45.
Stepping up to the tee.
Pretty much.
Do that every
Dude,
time.
that's what they do,
don't
dude. I'm
do
telling
that,
you.
man.
You listen to that
Sound
broadcast
like they're
today.
shivering.
Hush, 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 hush.
Well, it's always a little bit brisk in Ireland, you know?
Tobin makes it sound like when they play the
You
Open
know?
Championship, that somebody in the fans should be throwing Lucky Charms out on the.
Is it in Ireland? Where is this one?
It is at Hoylake.
What the hell's that?
Hoylake is in
Oh, it says Liverpool.
Liverpool. This is, by the way, the last time it was played here. Guess who won?
Who?
Rory.
Ah, well, it must have been a while.
Yes, it's been a while. Stop.
Oh, that is your update from the Open Championship. Again, brought to you by the Edwin Watts Golf Shop. Some of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Serving golfers around the country since 1968. Back after this.
WQAM brought
your freedom. Well, who am I to keep you down?
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Take you guys up until 2 o'clock here on the show. Brian McKinney going to join us later on this hour. That's good. B-Mac does, he does a lot of stuff in the community. He's got another great thing going on for back to school. So we will talk to the Canes legend about his charitable efforts coming on up.
And he was a beast.
Yeah, he was a monster.
He's not a little dude. And I think people can't really appreciate a guy that size that's able to move his feet that way. I played with another guy like that, Corey Stringer. Dude was 340, 350, and had quick feet. It's amazing to watch.
It's crazy. It's crazy
Except when Reggie threw him.
I mean, you want to talk about like Ken Dorsey, never touched. Never touched.
Never touched.
Never touched. You know what?
Whoa.
What's going on there? What do you got? Oh, you got a mimosa? Today's a theme day, Leroy. And you walked in, they got
juice because I know how much you love juice.
Thank
he
you.
is he is a baby. He's a man.
He is a toddler. It's
How am I getting insulted?
no, I mean, you really are.
before you go to bed, do you drink like warm milk?
That would be weird, Leroy. Cold milk.
I mean, milk's not good no matter what. I'm not really a fan of it, but like warm. Why does that make you sleepy?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I
But
don't know.
frozen milk.
I think warm anything.
I mean, I enjoy a night, like a hot chocolate from time to time if it's a little brisk outside.
No.
That's surprising.
Hey,
You know,
J-Fig finally shows up and she's saucing it up.
she is mimosas. She's like,
I've
Hey,
had
J-Fig,
a very long 2 weeks, okay? I think
Hey,
I deserve this.
did you do something to your hair?
No, I washed it.
Mm.
That's about it.
oyster buns. Shvi the Schmolik says that Tobin is Fleetwood mac and cheese.
Starting early.
This guy's getting after it.
Point
Dude.
for
Getting after it today, man. I don't like this. But I gotta say though, with the Marlins, what's up with Sandy, dude? Like every game, it's like he has one terrible inning, and
It's the worst inning that he's had all year, and it just
dude-
keeps.
he just brings his gas can, and then like, all right, he kind of settles in after that. But like, it's crazy to think. And I've heard the theories on this from Skip Schumacher. Like he said on a couple of podcasts that he thinks like the World Baseball Classic may have had something to do with it. That pitching that intensely early on in the season. But like, can that be it? Like Sandy always pitched every game intense. Like one thing like that can throw you off for the whole year. It's like this guy would go out there. He literally had no margin for error last year, and he never had an error. Like he went out there and just shut bleep down. And now it's just like, yeah, you see the guy most of the game, but he always will have one inning in there where he completely bleeps up.
Can I say this? And this is in defense of what Skip is saying. Professional athletes are creatures of habit. I could probably point to any day from the time I was 18 till the time I was 33, any day, and tell you what I was doing on that day, as far as workouts, as far as rest, as far as whatever. Anytime you tweak that, it sometimes throws you off a little bit. Now, I don't know if that to be the case, but when you go from having, spring ball to kind of work your way into it and build up, now you shorten that and you don't have the same preparation for the World Baseball Classic. And now you're now you got a whole season. So maybe that's it. I'm not sure, but I do know that athletes are creatures of habit, and you get into a career where you can pretty much mark the date as to when you're going to be doing certain things. And if you throw that off, it's almost like something ain't right.
It's
right?
just,
Something's not right.
it's just wild to go from a situation where, like, anytime you were in a losing streak or anytime you needed things to end last year, he was
Sandy was the
always
guy.
there. He
Right.
was always there to stop it. And now it's like, I see it there, but then you're always holding your breath. And I mean, yesterday you didn't have to hold your breath, it was right away. But it was like, but you're waiting for that time bomb inning. And it's like, yeah, all right. I mean, you take it for most guys. You're like, all right, he gave up 4 runs, that's fine. But
Not
it's
the guy
that's not Cy Young.
Right.
So that's been the mysterious thing. And the Marlins needed one yesterday. You needed to stop the bleeding. You need and like right away, he's getting tattooed, and you're like, all right, well, we can't rely upon that again. So it's just a tough thing. And now, like, again, this goes back to like that decision to shut down Yuri Perez. While I understand, it's really feeling like, how are they going to bounce back from that? Because you've taken essentially their best player.
You've taken their ace and sat him down.
Yeah. And we've seen this before. Like the Nationals did with this famously with Steven Strasburg back in the day.
Right.
But,
and he still ended up needing Tommy John.
Yeah. It's just tough. It really feels like a little bit of the heart has been taken out of this team. It's really, really disappointing to see. And I know, like, losing streaks happen in baseball. Weird stuff happens in baseball, but they were also a team that kind of got all the bounces to go their way and find their ways to these close games. And now it's been tough finding it or out of the break.
I wonder if all of the experts are going to say, see, I told you that point differential, it caught up to him.
Maybe. I mean, it wasn't as embarrassing. We talked about this, though. Like, they got that down to a pretty respectable number. I think it was like a -5 at one point,
Right.
Like,
but when you do look at all the other teams with the same or better records than the Marlins, their run differential is a lot higher to the good than the Marlins. So,
of course, the Marlins were doing this in such strange ways because, like, they'd have a different hero every night who was stepping up with a clutch hit. They were doing this with just unbelievable bullpen work. The bullpens really sucked this month.
So give it. I'm gonna be patient with this, simply because, they were doing it with a lot of things that wouldn't identify with winning, and they were still pulling these games out. And now I want to see if they can. Okay, now the other sign of a good team is you get into a rut, you turn it around. Now what sucks is that you have done something that a lot of teams wouldn't do, and you sat your ace. And I know technically he's not the ace, but he's been pitching the best this year.
Well, now they're out of the wild card. They are now in 3rd place. So they got to bounce back when they
a good week will fix it. Not worried about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It took a couple of weeks, got him out of it. Who's to say a couple of weeks can't get him back in it?
I mean, you got the Rockies this weekend. They stink. Don't lose. Flashback Friday. What's up? Tomorrow's Pots and Pans Day with the Heat.
Don't lose.
Don't lose. Exactly, McCochin. Don't lose. Don't you go out there and lose to your classmate, your 93 inaugural season classmate.
Do you think he'll be there?
McCochin? I don't know.
Attaboy.
I can't wait till he's back. What do we get? A week away? The camp's next week, yeah?
Yeah.
Middle of next week is it going to start? Rookies are
Rookies are
here already.
Reported.
You know what I hated about when Bill Belichick became a coach? People don't realize this, but when you get a new coach, you get 2 mini camps, and you get to start camp a week early. That sucked.
And Bill Belichick was taking every camp.
Oh, dude. I think we went 5 or 6 straight days with 2-a-days full pads.
Oof.
That's not Mike McDaniel's way.
Well,
no, it's not the league's way anymore.
That's true. The league's way is less practices, don't pay running backs.
Yeah, wow.
Classic.
Exactly, dude.
This is pretty amazing. Nobody's paying running backs, and you're begging the Dolphins to pay.
I'm begging the
Dalvin
Dolphins.
Cook.
I'm not begging the Dolphins to pay. I just want Dalvin Cook. What's the big deal?
Well, how is she going to get him if you don't pay him?
Well, I mean, just give him, give him a little something. Like I said,
Wait.
something.
Somebody give that guy a little
I'm not
star.
saying give him the
If
Fred
he
Taylor
if he wanted a little something, he would already be signed.
a little something, A
Oh my goodness! Do you not?
little sweetener. A little sweetener.
You ain't even being.
a little bit.
I love the way, in order to get what you want, you will not even pay attention to what has been going on with Dalvin Cook. Right?
Well,
Just give him
I
a
mean,
little something.
A little something, dude.
If he was going to accept a little something, he'd already be signed.
I can't.
You do
disagree with
realize that, right?
That does seem like a fair counterpoint from you. We'll take a quick break. Brian McKinney joins us next.
T-minus 1 day.
Oh man, I got a sweet tooth. This one you're gonna need a root canal.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Take you guys up. We got lots of fun to get to here on the show. But first, let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms, the Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. We love talking to this guy. He always is doing great work in the community. Big Brian McKinney, Canes legend. Going to the College Football Hall of Fame this year, Leroy.
Ooh,
going to the College Football Hall of Fame this
Hall
year.
of Famer.
Hey, that's what happens when you don't give up a sack.
Doesn't give up a sack. He never touched. Never touched.
Hey, Brian, there's not many people where you say, what did you do in college? Never gave up a sack. They say, all right then.
Brian, did you see during the season, did you see the video of Ken Dorsey freaking out at the end of Dolphins Bills?
I did.
Did you I think we were all kind of shocked by that Ken Dorsey had that kind of rage.
Ken has always been like a mild-mannered, you never see him rattle too much, especially while I was there. So to see that side was definitely like different.
It was awesome. I mean, it was. I mean, obviously, too, was it a Dolphins win, so everybody was happy down here. Like, God, never seen Ken Dorsey that. He was tearing that stuff up. Did anybody Did you think about reaching out to him, being like, "Are you all right?" Like, never seen
him. It was okay. A lot of it. We're in a group chat anyway, so there was like some jokes made in our group chat about it. So I knew he was okay. Just in a competitive moment.
It happens though, man. People don't realize it happens more than you think in sports.
Yeah.
Like it normally happens with a mild-mannered coach just losing his mind all of a sudden. And it could be at any point during the week, during a game, and everybody just kind of, whoa, you know.
Yeah. Especially when it's somebody who you don't ever see in that light, and just so happened there was a camera there that caught it. So it just caught a lot of people off guard.
Hey, Brian, you know what happened with us? Denny in practice one time lost his mind. He blew the whistle. He said, you know what? Start this over. But you know what? I want to ask you this. You're offensive lineman, and although a lot of times your success is determined by how well you pass rush, I try to tell people that without a good running game, your offensive linemen get mad because it's hard to pass protect on every play without changing it up. And I don't understand, why is there no value in running backs when everybody when we go to the meetings, when we have meetings after a game or during the course of a game, if an offensive lineman is on skates for a whole game, they'll say, we need to run the ball more. And we got away from that. I mean, what do you make of this? Like, just people just ignoring these facts about football that have always existed.
Yeah. If the team gets in a rhythm as far as like defensive line and getting a rhythm of pass rushing, and especially if you're on the road and you're down, they already know that you're going to try to throw the ball out to get down the field faster. So if you have a guy on skates, you do have to switch it up or do some play action or something, allow him to run at the defender instead of just, going backwards the whole time. So that's on like the offensive coordinator, somebody, switching it up a little bit. But I think a lot of times people, they don't ever put themselves in the shoes of the player, and they just they just want you to run these plays that they feel like will work. But it's like, but also given the circumstances of possibly being on the road and possibly getting off the ball late or stuff like that, and defensive line can have a rhythm with the cadence of the snap count, things like that. We got to switch things up. And I always communicated when I went back to the huddle, like, oh, he's jumping the count, so that means we need to go on 2 or make it a long solid count or things like that. But that goes back to communication as well. You got to communicate what you see out there.
Right, like, have you been? I mean, like, how surprised are you with all that stuff's going on with the running backs right now? Like Saquon not, getting a deal that he wants, or Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing, Dalvin Cook not with the Vikings anymore. Like, just this state of star running backs not, I guess, getting the long-term commitment from teams.
I just always look at it as business. It'll eventually pan out for somebody, but for me, you got to remember I held out 98 days coming in. So me walking in to the NFL, I was like, all right, this is not college. Everything's about business. So you have to do things that's going to make business sense for yourself as well, because they're going to do it for their organization.
How hard was that for you? Like, what went into that, I guess, decision back then? Like, just I imagine that was difficult. Just get things started, and you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah. So, I mean, clearly, like, they can get rid of you at any time. You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of go out there and do kind of what's best and protect yourself as well. So I learned that my rookie year that this is business now.
You're always doing good work, Brian. Like we had you on last time. You were, doing some great talks for mental health. You got a back to school giveaway coming up on July 29th at North Miami High School. Tell us a little bit about it, man. What do you got going on?
I'm actually partnering with the Brian Patter Foundation. I'm friends with his family as well. So we're partnering together to do it. And it's going to be at North Miami High School. July 29th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're just kind of giving away like 500 book bags and supplies to kids from kindergarten to 8th grade.
What is it like? How much, I guess, how much satisfaction do you get out of these moments, like getting back into the community and, just kids looking up to you, all that type of stuff? Like, does that stuff ever get old? Like, do you, or is this always
I enjoy it because I came from a single parent home and I was growing a lot. So every year it was like I had to get new clothes because I was outgrowing things. So that was a lot of pressure. My mom had to work 2 jobs to raise me, and it was just me. So to be able to be there for other people and give some type of support and take off a little financial burden from them, I'm all for it.
What are the funniest reactions you get from kids when they see how massive you are?
Younger kids think your height is based on your age. So like I remember
you old.
I went to visit like I think they might have been like kindergarten or 1st grade, and one kid screamed out, "It's a giant!" And then another kid thought I was like 80 years old. Like, how old is he? They were like saying like 70. Somebody said 100. And I think they were kids. I think based your height, your age on your height. There was that type of correlation. So yeah, those type of things were funny.
When you in grade school, you say, "Man, I can't mess with him. He in the 5th grade. I'm only in the 3rd grade."
Right. There's a big difference then too.
Yeah.
So see me coming in at 6'8" and like 300 something pounds, kids are looking like, and that one kid screaming, "It's a giant!" That was the funniest thing ever.
That's all right, because when you walked on the football field, a lot of people were like, "Ooh, you a big boy."
But then also, I'm pretty much probably bigger than all their parents, so they correlate that too. As like he's bigger, like I'm bigger than my parents. So all those things. So yeah, I was probably was a giant to them.
That's awesome. You are going to the College Football Hall of Fame. I think it's in December is when the induction is. Like,
out in Las Vegas.
That's such a cool honor, Brian. Like, you obviously deserve it, but like, how much are you looking forward to getting out there and getting to celebrate?
I'm looking forward to it, right? But I'm gonna tell you the funny part is Dwight Freeney is in my class as well, and I remember when we went to the college, like when I won the Outland Trophy, he was in the row like right next to me, and all my highlights was him. So I was like, I hope they don't do that again this year. Like it was so awkward. Seeing him with my highlights, and I looked over, he's like, "Oh," I heard him say like, "Oh gosh," and he put his hand over his head. So it's like, I hope we don't get out there. Like, use some other highlights. Don't use him for my highlight.
Did you got out to the Canes Legend Camp this year? Like, what's the buzz around going into this year? I know it wasn't a great first year for the Cristobal era, but what's I guess the vibe going into year 2?
It just seems like they're pretty like hard working out there, and I feel like that eventually like pass on to like more and more of his recruits. So I feel like those guys who were freshmen last year, by the time they get to their junior year, it should be like a thing. And as far as work ethic and going out there and really competing, so I'm looking for the progress.
Does he? Go ahead, Leroy.
You think I've always asked a lot of players this. When we went to college, right? If you wasn't playing right away, you just work harder. And you just tried to wait. Okay, when it's my turn, I'm gonna be ready to go. So I'm gonna do all the things I need. But now they just transfer.
And like I was saying, we didn't have the attitude. I came in with like Clinton Portis and all those guys, and everybody was trying to come in and take people's jobs. We didn't care. So it was like we had guys like trying to tell us like to dumb down our play. We like, no, we want to play. So it made everybody better because we were really fighting to take people's jobs. And they were fighting to hold on to their job, so that means you have to play harder.
Everybody's better. Harder. Yeah, everybody get better, but especially when you played, you had.
I don't like it. It's a week out to me to leave and go to another team and feel like you can go there. Like, why you couldn't win here?
Right. But the other thing is just imagine, I always think of you back when you played, all the running backs that was in the room, and everybody still got theirs. They didn't have to leave and go somewhere else. When it was their turn, they balled out.
They got theirs, but somebody left early to make some room for somebody else. But they all competed and pushed each other too.
Right.
You feel like, is that, people have been waiting for like the U to be back forever, since your time. Like, do you feel like that makes it does make it harder on coaches? Just the fact that like Mario obviously knew what it took back then, but like, do you feel like he could recreate anything like that again because of just how it is this day and age?
The mindset is a little different. That back then there wasn't an option for us, where that'll be an option for kids who feel like they should be playing and don't have the patience to kind of wait, and just kind of learn from whoever's in front of them and get better. Because I mean, I even had to wait when I got there. I basically felt like I won a position, but then the guy, he was there through the probation, and they were like, let him finish out his senior year. Did I want to? No, but I ended up doing it, and it kind of panned out and worked out better for me. So. I stayed. I wasn't like, well, I'm going to transfer. I was like, I stayed, and I just kind of like got more familiar with the playbook. And then when it really was my time, I came in and just kind of solidified my spot at that position. So I mean, you got to think like that too. I think a lot of these guys think a little short term. Right. I think a lot of them need like more mentors.
Well, the problem is that all the people closest to them is telling them what they deserve.
That's never done.
They should be getting.
But there's never done it before, too. It's a lot of that. There's people who've never done it before trying to guide them and tell them what they should be doing. And then a lot of times you got to realize you have this portal where there's a lot of people that go in that portal, but a lot of people don't come out of it either. You hear stories of people who may have had success. There's a lot of people that didn't have success. So don't think jumping in that portal is always going to be a good thing.
Do you feel like, I'm sure like when you go to these like legend camps or things, like people, I'm sure like the coaching staff wants you to have the ear or something, because like, do you feel like they, not to make you feel old, but like, do they respect the legend that is Brian McKinney, or any of you guys that go back there? Like, does that aura still play the same way to these kids?
When the school, I feel like if the school, I think with Coach Cristobal, he keeps it alive as far as the tradition. I feel like coaches in the past, they didn't know the tradition or anything. So I feel like he keeps it more alive and keeps the stories going, because when I was there, you had Coach Kehoe, you had all those guys who had been there with like, Warren Sapp and Michael Irvin and them. So we knew the tradition. We heard the stories. So I think it'll be a little more different now. And then you have certain people that are like plastered all throughout the facility, like myself and Edrin James and Ed Reed and everybody. So there's probably a certain level of respect just given just because you see us on a daily, when you're walking through the halls at the athletic training facility.
All right, we appreciate it, man. Listen, go check out his back to school giveaway coming up on July 29th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at North Miami High School. Anything else you want to say, Brian, about people getting there or anything? Any other details you want out there?
No, we're just trying to give away 500 backpacks and supplies from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Well, listen, man, thanks for always doing the great work you do. You're always out in the community doing good work, man. So,
thank you very much.
Some time.
All right, Brian.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go. Brian McKinney. Always appreciate
it. Giant.
He's a giant, dude.
Hey, dude. I'm telling you.
He is a giant. Like,
dude, you can't even put it into perspective, right? Like, you've seen big dudes, right? That's not, you walk the streets, you see big dudes, but you don't see athletic big dudes, right? And we talking about, look, Brian McKinney weighed more than Shaq.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen like Brian McKinney, because like we've seen Shaq, we've done sit downs with Shaq, and obviously it's Shaq, but like Brian McKinney, like the mass of Brian McKinney too, yes. It's just like, whoa.
Right. And you don't realize, the other thing you don't realize is offensive linemen and defensive linemen have a unique strength, right? Like, you're not accustomed to it. Like, when they lift weights for fun, you talking about they warm up with 345, like stuff like that. Like, I can't explain it, but when you see that guy in front of you and you're like, goodness. I mean, I played with a guy, Dave, I can't think of his last name. He was from New Zealand, and he was about 6'5", 340. And anything that got in front of him, he hit. And it's amazing. It's one of the the rare things that I think regular people really don't understand about, offensive linemen and how big they are.
He is a monster. Again, his back to school giveaway he's doing with Brian Patter's family. Check that on out. July 29th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. 500 backpacks they're giving away.
What school?
North Miami High School.
Yeah,
so there you go. Take a quick break. Hour 2 coming up next. It's our Tua, 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 Tonga Vailoa, not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort, Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua, it's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, 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 Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tonga Vailoa, Dolphins quarterback. Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of food.
It's a giant of the program, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, that's how when you watch WWE or that pro wrestling, when they all of a sudden get that power after they get choked out. He waved the hand and all the fans get crazy, and then he get energy, and then he flip it after he was just choked out. Yeah.
Can't confirm nor deny that. I'm a Cafe Bustelo 2 Celsius in already today.
Wow.
You forgot the mimosa too.
And a mimosa.
Oh,
There was
And
a
a
mimosa
mimosa.
involved.
And a
delicious
mimosa.
mimosa.
So I got the whole thing. Gil wants to know why did we bleep out Chris Sims's name? I don't know. We're just sick of him. But it's not like a legality thing. We can.
No,
we can.
no.
Yeah.
We're just sick of his ass.
It was a disrespect thing.
Yeah, we're
for
sick of
sure.
his ass.
Tobin got
deserve to be
mad
in our song.
when it was played, and we said we have banned him from our intro.
I think once you
Any
got to the
intro.
point, I think when we got to the point where Chris Sims ranked Mac Jones above Tua in his stupid quarterback list, we're like, what are we even doing with this guy anymore?
Yeah.
What are we doing with him? Although I did say, I did see that dopey Craig Carton yesterday.
Whoa. He's dopey? I thought he was on our good side.
No,
We're over him
he's
already?
well. Here's the thing. This is what makes no sense. So,
right.
like, he put Tua on his most underappreciated list, and then yesterday he goes on this this whole diatribe about how Tua is the worst deep ball passer in the league, when he's quite frankly the best accuracy wise. But he's like, I test more than stats, and I'm like, what? You can't do that.
I hate when people do that. Like, you pick and choose what stat you want to use, and then when all else fails, the old eye test.
Eye test. Yeah, he's just like,
I got one
eye
even
test.
worse for you. So I was perusing on Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
and our old Colin Cowherd was saying they should trade Ohtani for however many draft picks you could get. And then somebody replied to him on Twitter, hey, man, you can't trade draft picks in baseball.
I actually didn't know that, but
What?
I actually didn't know that you could do. But I do know that I know the baseball draft is wacky because it's not like it's kind of like a lot like you don't necessarily get like worst record means you get the first pick. It's kind of like, but it's also not as it's not like the NBA with like a draft lottery where everybody's like I said, oh, who do I get? It just doesn't have that. They're trying to make it a thing. They've tried to make the baseball draft a thing every year.
There's
They're
no
like,
action on draft day. That's why it doesn't.
Yeah, it's like, what do we do? Oh, and then they got some weird stuff where it's like, well, you can't, what's weird about baseball, but it's actually in a weird way kind of cool for the players. In baseball, a lot of players can scare teams away because your signing bonus is not like a set each team, I believe, has a set number of money they can spend on their draft class, but that doesn't mean a player can't milk it for a lot. So you'll have a lot of teams that'll be scared off a guy because they're like, oh, his ask for his signing bonus is astronomical. So like that guy will drop in the draft like crazy. So yeah, the baseball draft is weird.
I just think every sport where you draft a guy and he kind of just floats in an abyss somewhere. I'm not a fan of it. Like hockey does the same thing. It's like we drafted this guy.
Right.
We'll see you in a little bit though.
Well, that's what's funny about that. That's like kind of what happened with Spencer Knight. You're like, we're not going to see that. And the kid came up right away.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know what? I'll play in playoff games.
Yeah.
And
I know the first pick this year, I forgot what his name is, but apparently he's a new Gretzky. I know he's going to start immediately.
Is it
but
Bedard?
Bedard? Yeah, Connor Bedard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty good. But I don't know, man. I want to see it now. I want a guy like Jaime Jaquez. I get to see him this year, hopefully.
Well, we'll see.
The thing about hockey and baseball and the reason why the draft is not as appealing as football and basketball is because those kids don't play right away. And so you might not see them for a couple of years, thus making this year's draft uneventful because they have to remind you where this guy got drafted.
Sexy Sauce says that Craig Carton is a wannabe Pat McAfee. Craig Carton actually has a very successful media career. He actually just left WFAN. He was a very successful radio host up there. Now he's just doing the Fox show. So I guess we thought that he was a Tua ally, but apparently he's a Tua jackass. So
wow.
You're on the list, Craig Carton. You're on the list.
Add him to the list.
You're on the list with the Rats, Tannenbaum, He Who Shall Not Be Named, Colin Cowherd, a lot of them. Welcome aboard, Craig Carton. Welcome to hell. We got our eye on you, dude. Ooh, it's the eye test. Headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
All right. The Marlins, they got swept. We'll talk to Tommy Hutton about it later on this hour. They lost to the Cardinals. They drop into third place after 6 straight losses. Are you excited for Messi's debut tomorrow, Leroy? You got the Goosies.
They said he's not going to even start.
What?
Yeah.
No,
he might not start.
What do you mean he doesn't start? So, like, they're just going to give him a little, whoo. Like,
I just saw, I saw it on, I saw it on a reputable, I saw it on like ESPN saying Messi might not start.
What did Whittingham say? Because I only listen to what he says. If he doesn't approve this of soccer,
Whittingham or Nigel?
Either one. Either one. But I'm not listening until he officially confirms it. Either way, the Pinks.
All I'll say is that I can't say nothing bad about Whittingham.
Mm-hmm.
We shared a beer.
Yep. No.
One beer.
No.
Apple cider.
There you go.
Hey, come on.
Don't call that beer.
I mean, it's delicious. Don't get me wrong. I don't judge, but
don't call it beer.
You know. Meanwhile, to make matters worse for the Fish, Jody Reed, their third base coach, he has his leg fractured by a line drive. So that's tough. Do you have Skip Schumacher on this, Marcos? Skip Schumacher yesterday on his coach getting his leg broken as if things aren't going bad enough. This is what the Marlins manager had to say about poor Jody Reed getting his leg broke.
Pretty sure he broke his leg, so he's going to be down. I'm not sure how long, but he had X-rays and the doctor said it was broke. So we'll see how long he's out for. Unfortunately,
not great, dude. Not great. Wow. So things are going rough there. Also, Scott Van Pelt, he is going to take over as the Monday Night Countdown host. So SVP on MNF.
Oh, okay. All right.
No more Susie Colbert. She was one of the ones cut from ESPN, which is kind of crazy. Susie Colbert.
Colbert.
Yeah.
Like when I think of football, right?
I think Susie Colbert.
Right.
Crazy.
Uh-oh. Ever since you talked with AJ Puck, the Fish have stunk. You're a mush. Certified.
What? That's ridiculous.
I saw this. I'm trying to work this around.
I don't like this.
The mush is back.
What is? Let me ask you something, Chapo.
Oh,
let me ask you something, Chapo.
Oh.
Your ass comes on this show more than anybody. You infiltrate the phones.
Yep.
How's your life going?
Hopefully
it's going good.
Yeah, hopefully
Hopefully it's not miserable.
Like,
Because I've been talking to that guy tons.
Yeah.
And where's Chapo? Still showing up to the show.
Still showing up.
Coming out.
I like it. Mush.
I don't like it.
Wow.
Hey, your mush travels too, man. You touch all sports at some point.
That's not fair because I talked to AJ Puck before the season and he started good. So like that's not fair.
True. Wiry feller.
Oh, yeah. Lanky. Chapo says my life is actually great. Well, there you go.
There you go. Not a mush.
And then he called you a reverse.
Reverse mush.
Reverse mush.
He said he takes it back.
Israel Adesanya, by the way, was announced yesterday not fighting Dricus Duplessis at UFC 293. He'll be fighting Sean Strickland. Duplessis does not want to do the quick turnaround. He gave him a nickname that I cannot repeat on the radio.
Oh.
But you guys can think of bad words that rhyme with Duplessis, and you can think of the wordplay that he called him.
Wow. I like that.
Just let you know.
Pretty good.
Let you know. What?
Use your imagination.
Use your imagination, or go look it up. Whatever tickles your pickle there.
Did I see Oliveira fight confirmed?
Yes, he is rematching against Islam Makhachev. That's coming up. Makhachev dealt with him though early.
Yeah, I know.
But I will say Islam's like, I want to go to 170, so maybe he thinks he got away with one. I don't know. And then Hamzat, finally we have his fight. He's gonna go. He's moving up to middleweight, which makes sense after missing weight at welterweight by like 9 pounds.
Yep.
He's going up to middleweight to fight Paulo Costa. Handsome dude. That
really?
What?
Gotta look this up.
You've never seen? Oh, Paulo Costa might be the handsomest man in all of mixed martial arts.
Whoa.
Handsome.
Oh my God.
Yep.
This guy's a model.
Told you.
He's good too.
Oh, he's good. He's good. He didn't. I mean, he lost.
Some guys have everything.
Here's the thing with 185. I mean, you've all lost a style bender, but he's good.
Yeah.
Other than that,
14-2, 14-1. Good matchup.
It is a good matchup. It's a fun one. All right. Let's get to a golf update. Brought to us by over at the Odin Watts Golf Shop, home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Serving golfers around the country since 1968. It is day one of the Open Championship.
Yep. One small correction. Wyndham Clark won the U.S. Open, not the PGA. That being said, still two atop the leaderboard. Christo Lamprecht and Tommy Fleetwood. Most of the scores are going to be the same because the morning wave just ended and the second wave is starting. So Wyndham Clark, Stuart Sink, Antoine Rosner is at 3 under. And then you got Matthew Jordan, Jordan Spieth, Siwoo Kim, Adrian Otaegel, Alexander Bjork, Brian Harmon, and Joaquin Neiman, all at 2 under, and you got a couple at -1 under. Gooch shot -3 over. And that's about it. So scores aren't going to get better because as the day goes on, it's going to start getting a little crunchy.
Get it together, Gooch. Come on, dude. What are we doing here, huh?
Dude, you have to understand, like, links golf, if you miss the fairway, you're in 2 feet of, like, hay.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're not hitting it straight, you're going to struggle.
Yeah. The Irish love the links.
That's all they have.
What?
Right. That's like
what does that mean, links
That's
golf?
like saying Floridians love fishing.
Like links golf is basically just hard golf.
Technically, links golf is this. This is what it really is. So it's always on the water, right? And a traditional links course is 9 holes out, 9 holes in. But it's varied on that a little bit. And now they have the Open Championship, not always on links courses. Sometimes it's not near water. They've had a couple there. But for the most part, the traditional St. Andrews, you have those courses where they have them and they rotate. So you pretty much know where the next 5 Open Championships are going to be, and it's going to be, they rotate them. They don't have them at new courses like sometimes the U.S. Open does.
Well, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, this could be something, could be nothing. In regards to the Miami Heat, Damian Lillard, Tyler Herro, Jimmy Buckets, could be something, could be nothing. That's next.
Why would they do that? Why would they do that? What's going on in Utah?
It could be something, could be nothing.
What is the meaning of it, Watson? What is the object of this?
Could be something, could be nothing.
Why would they do that?
All right. Day 19 of Damian Lillard watch. I'm bored. Ergo, I'm boots on the gram. I'm just looking for stuff. But it could be something. It could be something.
Why would they do that?
What do you want to do first here, Leroy? I got a could be something, could be nothing with two stars of the Miami Heat. Tyler Herro, Jimmy Butler. Who do you want first?
I'm going to go with Tyler Herro because Jimmy Butler, he's trolling.
Perhaps. I would agree with that.
Tyler Herro's mad. So his could be something or could be nothing. It's probably a little more impactful.
Well, as we've seen recently, Tyler Herro has very much distanced himself from the Miami Heat. Everyone's, has taken him off their, taken him off the old Instagram bio, the Twitter bio. Till yesterday, which made me go, because yesterday, Boy Wonder was doing some working out. You can see some generic photos here if you wouldn't mind, J-Fig. You see him there shooting. You see him flexing.
Why does he look like he's dancing for one of the clubs?
You think he's on Magic Mike?
Yeah.
Do you think that's a dance move?
I don't know. I thought he looked like Karate Kid.
That makes more sense.
All right.
You see him? He's shooting here. He's lifting a little bit. J-Fig, what are you doing here? He's lifting a little bit. You see the flex from Boy Wonder. Very proud of his arms. They look good. But as you saw there, some of the damn it should be this one that says that Tobin is Magic Mike and Ike's. But as you noticed in the collage that JFig had posted,
you ain't give us time to receive that. But go ahead.
Tyler Herro posted a little toy of himself in a Heat jersey. A little of Tyler Herro.
It's like a Funko Pop.
It's like a Funko Pop. Yeah, it's a Tyler Herro, what looks like a Tyler Herro Funko Pop with him in the Tyler Herro jersey, which made me wonder, why would he post that?
Why would they do that?
Why would Tyler Herro post a little version of himself? That could be something.
Could be nothing.
It could be nothing, Mike. You're right. It could be nothing. But why would he post that? Still posting the little toy.
I mean, he also has weights with his name on them.
Well, that's true. Well, listen, the Boy Wonder brand.
So, hey, dude, he's skin and bones.
Nah, he's jacked, dude. He is jacked.
Why would this photo was used?
He posted himself, swole a little bit, but they had a couple photos in there that made me go, because everybody thinks he's gone. But why post a little toy?
Because he keeps saying it.
He kind of matches
and
the
then,
little toy too.
If you would go back, J-Fig, to the one where he's sitting on the bench,
okay,
he's there with Coach Octavio De La Grana, one of the Heat's assistant coaches, working out with him. Well, I would assume working out with him.
Here's why.
Working out.
He's also got the little toy by his foot.
Right.
Is it there for real?
But
yeah.
Let me ask you that. Working out with Heat coaching, but he's going to leave?
Why would they do that?
Here's the deal.
Why is that?
It's a tough spot. It's a tough spot. But here's what you have to do. Until such day comes, you have to continue doing what you do. Because
but most of these guys,
but if you don't, and then it doesn't happen, now everybody's looking at you like, oh, this guy ain't about work.
But here's the thing. He's not working out at the Heat facility. He's working with Coach De La Grana, one of the Heat's assistant coaches. Normally, one of these guys, these basketball players, they all have a skills coach, that they all work with. Some guy who basically just rebounds and throws them the ball back, tells them dribble with your head up. But Coach De La Grana's actually on the staff, He's actually on the staff. So why is he working with them if he wasn't sticking around.
Again.
Why would they do that?
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Whether he is or he isn't, he has to continue to do the things that he's always done until that changes. Like, he's not traded yet.
I know, but he is working with Heat. You don't think that they're talking about it? It'll be a little bit awkward if they weren't talking about it, yeah? I
think everybody's telling Tyler that it's the nature of this business. But all you can control is what you can control. And that is you prepare for every game, you for every season, you work every day to get better. And it'll all work out for you, the basketball player. Maybe not you, the Heat player, but you, the basketball player, because you're a professional basketball player. The other thing is that you already got your money.
Right.
So, like, how do you look pouting and not doing nothing and not working?
Well, he does
go back in that.
I didn't like that. I saw a podcast the other day from the Oregonian. One of the hosts said that Tyler Herro is known to have an attitude problem, which couldn't be further from the truth. I don't know if they actually watched White Man Can't Jump and thought that the end was true, but that was a bit.
What a great cameo, though.
It was a great cameo. Tyler Herro with anger issues at the end, but I'm pretty sure that this host just looked at White Man Can't Jump, saw the Tyler Herro cameo at the end with Jack Harlow, and thought, "Oh, that's real life."
So Jack Harlow is his source then.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Is that, but is hold on.
That guy's mush.
Hold on. I am having a hard time believing that a grown-ass man would come to that conclusion from watching White Man Can't Jump.
I don't know.
Come on.
There's been other odd conclusions before.
I know. I'm just saying.
Including the weather.
So
okay?
stupid.
It's so stupid to draw your own conclusions. Now back to Tyler Herro's Instagram. What do we make of the toy though? Like, is this symbolism? Is he saying this was me, but now the background I'm fading away from my Heat future? Like, is that
what are you doing?
What could possibly be happening?
Stop
until now.
I'm just asking.
You're thinking way too
We have to throw a lot of things
wait.
out there, J-Fig.
So wait. So I could take the same, show the picture with him with Coach O.
All right, Coach O.
Right? I can show the same picture that he feels that he's so much bigger than that little man. He just laid him on the ground because I'm big.
Interesting.
So you can put whatever twist you want on it.
I think you're right about that. He is getting swole. You're right.
He ain't getting swole.
Interesting.
That's what he said.
Let me tell you something.
But he is hanging with Coach O. What is he saying?
If those two arms came as chicken wings on my plate, I'd send it back. They're too.
What about this? What if Coach O's telling him, Pat's already given Cronin the word, you're not in the deal.
Wow.
In fact, we're sending Lowry to make the money work. Okay. You're staying. You're playing with Dame Dollar. What about that? Nobody wants Tyler Herro? We want Tyler Herro.
Yeah.
You ever think of that?
No, I didn't.
I'm surprised you didn't think. I'm surprised you thought about it because every package had Tyler Herro going in your mind.
That's not fair.
That is fair.
That's not fair. That's not fair. That's not fair.
That is fair.
That's not fair.
Wait,
everybody's been doing it.
Start off with wait. No. Stop. Let me tell this. You started off trading him to Portland for Dame and some sweeteners.
Just a little sweetener.
Then you found out Portland didn't want him. So you're like, now we got to find a third team, but Tyler's out of here.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So now all of a sudden,
that was step one, but now maybe step two is you don't want him. Great. We'll keep him and we'll kick your ass. Now you got to make up for that defensive.
Can I just tell you something?
Like Dame and Tyler together.
Your name should be David Copperfield.
What do you mean, dude? That's not fair.
Because right now, you just making all of your quotes disappear.
Dade South says anything goes after Sportland. Can I just say, by the way, I'm off the hook for that.
You off the hook.
Wow.
Somebody
Because it's
wait, or you more on the hook because people are saying that you did this first.
No, I'm off the hook. Nobody, listen, Levitard show brought it up yesterday, this whole trade Damian Lillard for Sportland. Listen, I was doing that 3 years ago, that bit. And I would never do it for Eric Spoelstra now. He's too good.
It was definitely less than 3 years ago.
I just don't think it's fair.
No, he's trying to make it far away
No,
so
I just
he
want
can
to say-
justify.
Right now, it was not.
Wait,
It
can
was
have-
3 years ago.
It
It was
wasn't.
3 years ago.
It
Check the
was
date.
not.
Check the date.
It was when Steven was in here.
Yeah, it was 3 years ago.
That was not 3 years
J-Fig,
ago.
time's flying. I hate to tell you,
know
J-Fig.
what?
I hate to tell you.
Trust me, I
I
am
hate
very
to
well
tell
aware
you.
of what happened 3 years ago.
Can I
It's
just
not
say
that.
this, Tobin?
Hmm?
You are the only show host
Mm-hmm.
that every show has to be recorded and documented, marked and saved, because you try to deny some of the things that you've done every day.
I just don't think that people face the same backlash that I do. And like, you know, they get to be
Because it's easier for
No,
us.
it's
We
not-
have all the footage.
it's not fair. They get to be the wacky Levitard show, no repercussions. And you guys, you're sitting here holding my feet to the fire. When I was just throwing out a hypothetical, we were just having some fun sports
That
radio.
wasn't
you
a
know?
whoa. Now you're trying to dismiss it.
It was.
You
Listen, we gotta take a break. The great Tommy Hutton's gonna win. We gotta take a break. I'm sorry, J-Fig. We can talk about this later, but we got the king of quibbling, the man who keeps us in check, Tommy Hutton. He's joining us next.
T-minus 1 day until
best sports talk and play-by-play of the Heat, Panthers, Hurricanes, and Inter Miami. Free. Enjoy.
I've lived a life that's
Carl Weathers went to your high school?
Dude, you'd be amazed. That little small school.
Did you guys play at the same time?
No. Even your subliminal is dumb.
But if you didn't say it,
If you wait. Question: are you putting them on notice?
No, they're not on notice. That's why
Then
I'm
shut up, dude. A touchdown celebration is not tradition. You idiot. Go to break, because during this break, I'm gonna kick Tobin's ass.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
In this situation, I'm gonna say it. You make valid.
Thank you.
without exemption.
Ah, man.
I plan.
Hell of a welcome in for he's kind of our unofficial show referee. You know, of course we can bring him in for Marlins expertise, but whenever our quibbling gets too much, we love talking to this guy.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
I actually have a question. Can he hear that?
Yeah.
If he's backstage, I'm not sure, but I felt like everything was.
Yes.
I think so.
Let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest shop. Hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. You hear this guy call.
I have an interesting thought.
Hmm?
I have an interesting thought.
Yep.
Instead of asking Tobin and Marcos, why don't you ask Tommy? He said no.
So let's bring him on in. Tommy Hutton joining us here on the show. Hey, Tommy, how's it going, man?
Yeah, he can't hear us.
Tommy can't hear us?
No.
Nothing. All right.
He looks good, though.
He does look good. He does look good. All right. Let's
celebrating a Vice Shirt Friday on a Thursday.
Let's see if we can.
Oh, look, it says.
Maybe it was just too much quibbling. He didn't.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was
too much quibbling for poor Tommy.
All right, hold on. Let's get him backstage and get that situated real quick. Maybe if you could get reconnected there, J Fig, and see if we could do something with that with the whole links. That's a weird one. We've never had that issue.
Maybe he did the old Leroy, you know, the site muted kind of vibe or something like that. It could be one of those. Either
Not
way,
positive. Here, Marcos, I'll just give you his phone number. Let's try and get him on the phone line.
I will. I would love to call Tommy.
We'll get that situated there.
He can solve our quibbling via phone as well.
He could. There you go. I just sent it to you, Marcos.
Thank you, sir.
Head on out there, and we'll get Tommy on in just a second. There in the meantime, and figure things out. Not an issue. Nothing we can't fix in the meanwhile. As we dial things up.
I wonder what he'll probably look at this as just the ebbs and flows of baseball, right?
I think so.
Yeah, like I mean, I get it. Like nobody wants to lose 6 straight, but at the same time, you go through moments like this in baseball, especially baseball, where you're not doing it. Things are going bad now. The thing that we talked about earlier is that you usually always have that ace to come in and kind of slow things down.
Mm-hmm.
And our ace is on the shelf.
Right. That's a weird one. We got him, Marcos? We good? All right, cool. Let's go out and we'll do this old school. Tommy Hutton joining us here. What's going on, Tommy?
You know what? You guys just didn't want to see my pretty face, so we're doing it over the phone line.
Got to do it old school, Tommy. Gotta do it. We appreciate you. You always join us, Tommy, and giving us some time here on the show. Leroy was just saying, what do you think this is right now, Tommy? Is this just a natural ebb and flow of the season, or are you a little bit concerned the way things are coming out of here in the All-Star break with the Fish?
Well, there's a couple of things to think about. You always get concerned when you lose 6 in a row. And I think it is an ebb and flow of the season. You do have periods like this. And, you know, if you think about it, early in the year, when the Marlins were winning all those close games, every time they got in a close game, if you're sitting in the dugout, I'm sure everybody down there had the feeling, hey, we got this. We're right where we want to be. We're going to win this game. All of a sudden, you lose a few close games, as they have the second half of the season here. and a little bit of doubt starts to creep in. It's hard to get away from that. It's hard to get rid of it. A couple of wins, a couple of lucky breaks, and maybe coming home helps you get rid of that. And the fact that no team is easy because every team is filled with major leaguers, the fact that they come home and play the Rockies, that should really help out. So hopefully they can turn things around this weekend.
For the concern on Sandy's part, Tommy, these last couple ones, like it seems like we see forms of him there, but there's always just that one inning where it's just not quite as sharp, and it kind of, puts you in a spot. I know he's got an insane standard that he has to live up to because of how good he was last year, but what have you made of his struggles this season, and why has he just not been that same guy?
Well, I do think that some of his struggles, and they seem to come in one inning. He's given up 69 runs this year in 126 in the third innings. By the way, that's more than he gave up all of last year. Jeez. 36 of those runs, 36 of the 69, so more than half, have come in only 9 different innings. So he has that bad inning going for him. He is able to put together the mechanical issue that is causing him to hang pitches, sliders, or changeups up in the strike zone, and then he settles down and throws the ball well.
Do you Tommy, we've seen this from time where guys are great. Like, remember Dontrell, like looking lights out, then he'd have a year where things weren't as easy. Mike Lowell, I remember having like a famously down year. Guys who are just that damn good, is it just baseball happening to him, or do you think it's the innings from last year catching him? What's your best theory for it?
Yeah, I don't think the innings have caught up to him because he still has good velocity and he still has the same stuff. Hey, I hate to date myself, but back in 1972, Steve Carlton won 27 games, won the Cy Young, had an incredible year. In 1973, he lost 20 games. So it is something that happens. Again, the ebbs and flows. And I give Sandy credit for being able to battle out there, and at least after he struggled the other day in St. Louis, at least then going the next 5 innings and giving Skip Schumacher 6 innings. So I give him a ton of credit for being able to do that.
Tommy, I wanted to ask you this because based on the way this season has played so far, the Marlins are not only on a 6-game slide, but their best pitcher has been put on the shelf. And that's Yuli Perez, who has been the best pitcher this year. You counter that with Jazz, being in and out of the lineup. You got Arias still batting 370, 380, but he's hit a bit of a slow patch. Is it everything just happening at the same time, or were they farther along than expected? Because now, I know a lot of teams that would say, okay, let's try to get Yuli Perez, some kind of work with the big club. We can maybe just have him come out of the bullpen or just do something different where he's not pitching as much, but he's still pitching at the big league level. What do we do about this? About, the pitching and the injuries and, because they've been winning without these things.
Well, I tell you what, you're preaching to an old schooler who I certainly wasn't happy to see Yuri Perez sent down, but the new school tells me that he's 20 years old and they have to watch the number of innings, the number of pitches he throws. Do you want to all of a sudden change the entire routine of a 20-year-old and stick him in the bullpen, not knowing when he's going to throw, different nights, different routine? I don't think you want to do that to a kid who you look down the future as part of your rotation. So that's part of it. The other part with Luis Arias, it's frustrating. Hey, he's struggling. He's hitting over 330 the last 20, 30 games. I don't think we wanted him to hit 400. I thought it was going to be tough for him because he doesn't walk very much. And it's just hard to maintain that kind of pace, facing the kind of pitchers he does all the time. So is it expected that he's tailed off a little bit? Yeah, that's not a surprise. As far as Jazz, Jazz isn't an entity right now because he can't play. And it's unfortunate because he makes a big difference when he's in the lineup. So all of a sudden now you have to try to regroup and do with what you have and hope the likes of John Birdie and guys like that are getting opportunities, Yuli Gurriel, Garrett Cooper's been swinging the bat well. Dane Myers, all of a sudden has been a nice spark plug. So you have to hope like the guys like that, and every team deals with this. You have to hope that guys like that can put it together.
What's another thing though, Tommy, like with Yuri and this decision, I mean, you've seen like the great arms that have come through this organization, Josh Johnson, Josh Beckett, like, do you think that's do you think this is a smart decision with Yuri? Because we were raving last year about Sandy being able to go all the distance and give you all those innings.
Time out. Sandy wasn't 20 years old.
True. I understand.
Sandy had thrown more than 78 innings in his career going into last year. So the most innings that Yuri Perez has ever thrown, and you can't compare minor league innings to major league innings, the most innings he had ever thrown was 78. And he's actually gone a little bit over that right now. So I understand what the organization is doing. They have an investment in Yuri Perez, and they want to make the most of that.
But I'm asking for you, do you feel like, while I understand that that's a thing, you know, like the Nationals doing that years ago with Strasburg when they were in a playoff run, when you have this kind of a rare opportunity, especially for this organization, to actually be contending, like, is there ever a time you would buck against that because you're winning? And that could be a benefit too of he's going to contribute to a winning team as opposed to, you know, sitting him down and not knowing when he will be back in action.
Well, first of all, there's no guarantees that you're going to win. There's no guarantees you're going to win if you kept him in the rotation. And if he were 23 or 24 years old, I think you'd have a different feeling about it.
There. Coming up this week, Tommy, AJ Burnett's going to be there. Do you have a favorite AJ Burnett moment from his career with the Marlins?
Well, let's see. Other than the time he took my two sons out for drinks in Chicago, well, we won't go into that story. I just always remember the no hitter he threw in San Diego. I mean, he walked nine guys and he hit a guy. I remember I was working the game with Dave O'Brien, and about the fourth or fifth inning, because there were guys on base every inning. About the fourth or fifth inning, I looked at Obi and I said, "Hey, Obi, he hasn't given up a hit yet." And all of a sudden, he ended up throwing a no-hitter. So I remember that moment.
We appreciate the time, Tommy. Thanks so much. Check out his work on Bally Sports Florida. Does a fantastic job on the call there with Paul Severino. It's been great having you in the booth even more this year, Tommy, and we always appreciate the time.
Thanks, Tommy.
I'll miss this weekend, but I'll catch you guys for the next Philly series, and I'll be back for Yankees and Astros.
All righty. There you go. Tommy Hutton. Always appreciate the time with him here on the program.
Woo, he almost bit your
he was very I was very confused because I thought that he disagreed with the idea of putting Yuri Perez down.
Well, he did because he kind of did, but then he also said he understood why they're doing it, and then he gave an example of Sandy.
Look, I understand why. I understand the thought process behind it, but I still think that like this franchise, you can sit here and you say, well, you can't guarantee winning. It's like, well, we know they haven't been winning, you know, like they haven't had an opportunity like this in years. They were matching numbers from 1997. So I get it. You got to protect the entity, but that's also kind of the whole point of like, well, what's the point of the entity and when do you start competing? Like do you know how many good arms we've seen in this organization over the years, and they've done, and it's meant nothing really because they haven't gotten to do any serious winning. Now you have this chance, and it's not there for you because you're deciding to slow the roll on him a little bit. So
here's my thing.
I get it's not like I don't get the argument behind it, but you know, you also have to go with, hey, we also haven't been in this position in years. Right.
Well, you're a do it now type guy. I would say this. I appreciate the Marlins keeping with their plan, regardless of the circumstances. That was the plan going into the year. The circumstances of the season aren't going to change that plan because they're looking at him long term. I can appreciate that, even though based on what we've seen so far as the pitching, he is the only guy that has been relatively consistent.
No, I know that this probably wasn't like their plan. Probably wasn't this. He wasn't like, oh, out of spring training, we're going with Yuri Perez. Like, you know, Trevor Rogers dealing with stuff. Johnny Cueto, what a disaster that was. So a lot of their plans going into this with the rotation didn't pan out. But at what point, Leroy, does like, all right, sports happens. You're better than you thought you would be. Why not just continue along the path?
Because the 78 innings pitch thing, and when you've done that with most of your pitchers, then you got to stay consistent with it. I know you don't want to.
That's the thing that I don't know.
But let me ask you this. And I look at it from this standpoint. Say you have a distance runner who is the best in the world at 5Ks, but now he has to run a marathon. Right? If you don't train your body for that marathon, you can't just get to 5K and then keep going. Right? You need some type of training. You need that training that will allow you to go that distance. Imagine a pitcher who's never pitched over 100 innings in a season. The most he's ever pitched is, like Tommy said, 78. And he just surpassed that. How are you going to then have him keep going and throw 100 plus innings when his body, his mind, his arm has never gone through that? Don't you need a level of training?
Look, I would say, like, wouldn't you think that it's more likely that like he's just gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go pitch. I want to be there competing. Like they're not the ones slowing it. Like that's an organizational thing. And I always worry with that stuff. Like you never know when this stuff is gonna happen. Leroy, they brought up Max Meyer after doing everything right with him on his development. Second start out, Tommy John surgery. Like you never know. You just don't know when that stuff hits.
You don't. But here's what happens. And this is the thing I think you're failing to realize. When you haven't gone that far, your body, your arm, he's not a big fella. He's just tall.
No, he is a big fella.
He's just tall.
I mean, that's quibbling.
No.
If you're 6'8", you're a big fella.
But he's skinny. Like he don't look like Randy Johnson. Right? He's a thin dude. He's 20. He'll grow into it. So, but here's my point, that when you get tired, and if he had pitched X amount of innings, I don't know what those innings are. When you get tired, your mechanics get bad. You start throwing the ball poorly. And now you're in the same boat, but you're playing bad.
Okay. Also, what if he just keeps being good? Like that's the thing is like we go out.
So
here.
let me ask you this. So you would take that chance, and damn if it ruins him for the next 5 years.
Who's to say it's going to ruin him though?
But I'm saying you would take that chance.
I don't think you're taking this big chance.
Why not? Like, he's never pitched this much in his life. It's not an easy thing to go from only pitching 70 plus innings.
You're shutting down everybody. And again, it always comes back. This is what it comes back to. If you're not competing and you're not contending, okay. But like you're going to take away this guy's opportunity as a competitor. This might be the only chance a Marlins team that he ever is on is any good. So great. Congratulations. We protected him in 3 years when he's pitching for a fourth place team.
But you're missing my point here.
I'm not missing your point.
He's never pitched this much. And you're saying, oh, maybe he can. Or as an organization, you're telling me
there were no signs that he was slowing down.
No, that's not the point.
Everybody claims to be an old school guy, and then when we ask for old school stuff, they're like, "Oh, I want to." I thought you were old school. You disappoint me. You used to be laissez-faire. These baseball players, they're so soft. Look what happened.
I still
And
believe
Tommy
that.
Hutton, too. I love Tommy Hutton, but you want to know something? Says he's an old school guy, but has to get preached by the new school.
No.
Tommy, I've been watching Marlins baseball. I've been watching you since I was a kid. They do the same thing with Josh Johnson. Coddled him. And you know what happened? Still got surgery. Pitched 5 innings. Oh, seal clap for Josh Johnson going 5. Yikes. Yuri Perez's best friend, Sandy. You want to know what Sandy is? A horse.
Yeah, but didn't you just hear? Wait. Did you just hear how he started his career?
What about it?
He didn't just start pitching a whole season. Before he became a regular starter, he got 78 innings.
Wasn't on a winner. What is?
Can I ask you a question?
Against the contender.
No. What does one have to do with the other?
Oh, I don't know. Winning, losing. If he was not on a winning team, obviously I wouldn't be arguing this. But if you're doing something for the first time since 1997, I don't know. Maybe I want my best player out there.
But what does that have to do with his development?
What are we out here for?
You want the Marlins to just wing it.
I'm not saying wing it. I'm saying
that's what you are saying.
No, I'm not. I'm saying
if you're wait here. If you're telling me, and here's what you have said to me, I said he's never thrown more than 70 plus innings in a season, so they shut him down to try to build him up to that point, right? You said, how do you know he's going to affect him? How do you know? The fact, Tobin, the fact that you have questions about it means you're unsure and you're taking a risk.
Because Leroy, this is the thing that's annoying about it with pitching, is that you can do all the things that you think are protecting him, and it means nothing. They did it with Max Meyer. He blew out his arm in his second start. You could do it with Josh Johnson, and he could still get Tommy John surgery. You could do it with Strasburg. You could do it with all of them. What you don't usually do is F with winning. And this is the first time they've been here in years. 2003, the first time they've actually been a contender.
So
1997, best record they've had since. They come out there, they screw the pooch because I got Okert going out there for 2 innings. And so, yeah, I get you. We can be safe about it. But this organization, you guys have been safe and playing it this way for years. You haven't done anything since you moved to that ballpark. And so all of a sudden we're like, oh, but what about what?
That's baseball, not just the Marlins.
What do you mean it's just baseball?
It's baseball. It's not just the Marlins. Everybody's doing this with their young pitchers.
Nobody was in this position where their best pitcher had to get reined back. The Marlins had the second best record in the National League 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but the listen, they set up a plan before the season started. You're asking them to just wing it with a prospect who's 20 years old. I understand if they don't want to do that, but you can't just say, oh, why he may not. That's winging it. That is winging it.
I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
No, Tommy.
Get out of here.
No, Tommy, because he is being unreasonable.
I'm gonna make
All right. If you guys want to go see Fall Out Boy for their So Much for the Dust tour, it's at the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm Beach next Monday. We got your chance to win tickets. Just keep listening to the show for details. It's a Live Nation show, so we'll try and give those away before the end of the hour. Thanks again to Tommy Hutton and Brian McKinney for stopping by the program and all the fun that they brought to the table today. It's a giant.
I know. Like kids and kids don't have like they don't yet know how to be tactful in how they say things, right? Because you like in my family, like I remember growing up and kids walking over to like people in my family going, "Whoo, you're big," right? Like,
wait, what did they say, Brian?
It's a giant.
It's a giant.
Dade South says, I think Tommy Hutton brings out the quibble. It's hard. It's hard to disagree. Mr.
He
Griff
even
says,
started quibbling. Remember, he cut you off. No, whoa. You have that effect on everybody.
It wasn't 20.
Everybody thinks it's just me. Everybody thinks it's me. You do it to everybody.
I mean, if you were to, if you wanted a good argument for it, like Jose threw 172 innings, I think is when he was 20. Then he had to get Tommy John surgery the next year.
Wow. Is that the research you were doing on the break?
No, I was editing the Brian McKinney interview and just to put it on our YouTube page,
Whoa!
which you guys can subscribe to at Miami 560 WQAM. In the midst of that, I did look up Jose Fernandez. I was curious how many innings did he throw at 20 because he was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many innings did he pitch the year before that?
In the minors?
Was that his first year?
He would have been 19. He would have been single A. I don't know. I will look that up.
Can you do
the point is, if you were to argue against it, even with him throwing that many innings the next year, he had to get Tommy John surgery the next year.
Right. So it kind of makes Tommy Hutton's point.
Tommy Hutton doesn't believe it. I don't think he believes it. I think Tommy Hutton thinks Yuri Perez should take that horse hide and throw strikes every fifth day. I know how you really feel, Tommy. I know you're old school. You want Yuri Perez out there and you want a pennant chase.
It's a giant.
I know how he really feels.
Dude, I don't know what's funnier. The fact that he says it's a giant or the giant actually saying it's a giant.
I think Tommy Hutton hangs up the phone today and he goes, "What have I become?"
Right. Listen, every day I say, you know what? Today I'm not falling for his tricks or his tactics. Right? And within 5 minutes in the show, I'm sucked in.
Let's get some headlines here brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Tyreek Hill has weighed in on Zach Thomas getting into the Hall of Fame. Zach Thomas, I don't know if you guys saw this, he received his Hall of Fame jacket. And he just comments on the tweet, an absolute unit. To which I would say, he's right.
Man, I saw the video of him reacting to the jacket, and everyone in the comment section was commenting on how he looked like he was still ready to play, kind of thing. He was in great shape, dude.
He's built like a cinder block.
Yeah.
So right. He's not very tall. And he only played at like 235. So yeah.
Absolute unit. Well put, Tyreek. Let's go out to the links. Get an all golf update. The Open Championship round 1 today, and our update here brought to you by the Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers around the country since 1968. Leroy.
All right, so really no new people. You just have Christo Lamprecht and Tommy Fleetwood at 5 under.
Christos.
Fleetwood, Antoine Rosner, he birdied another hole, so he's at 4 under. Then you got Stuart Sink, Wyndham Clark, Adrian Ortega, Brian Harmon, all at 3 under, followed by the 2 Jordans, Siwoo Kim, and Alex Noren. Emilio Grillo, Max Homa, Terrell Hatton. They're early in their. Some of them are early in the round. The evening wave should all be out by now because keep in mind, I think it's like 7 o'clock there. But they play until 10 at night, so it stays daylight really long there. Wait, let me see. No, it's only 5 o'clock, so 5:11 there. So
there
5.
You go. You guys see Ed Orgeron shirtless on the beach picking up chicks?
Whoa, no, I
Yep.
didn't see that.
Are you going to show a picture?
Oh yeah, getting raised up.
Yep, he's out there.
Hey, why
up.
are they not showing Ed Orgeron? They're only showing the legs.
I'm trying to get Ed Orgeron, but somebody decided to call me during the middle of the show, which is always great.
There
you see him.
Wow,
he's meaty.
He's tan.
He is tan. He is leathery. Still got arms though on him. You know, Ed Orgeron looks like he's is he like a special assistant with the Kings because his son's on the staff, right?
Yeah, I know for sure his son.
So he's probably got Coach Feld getting him juicy.
Oh,
he's built like Magnum von Magnuson, the world's strongest man, right? They always have that gut, but they have the arms.
Yeah, that lady, because sun's out, guns out. Which way's the beach? Oh, wait, we here already, Coach O.
I think he just says his name.
Go Tiger. I mean,
Well,
go
he can't
Kings.
say go Tiger, right?
That's right, go Kings. No more go Tiger. I was doing this in LSU with Baton Rouge, and they got rid of me. Apparently, remember he had like his honeys at the practice facility, and their toddlers were like running around the tackling dummies. They're like, Coach O, listen, he won that championship for LSU, got his money. I can't blame him for living it up.
Yeah, now he's in Miami and he's living off of. No, my son's here. My son's here. That's the only reason. I just want to be close to my son. Nah.
Yeah,
you want to be in the sun.
You say, Coach O, when was the last time you seen your son? Seemed like you spend a lot of time on the beach there.
On the beach a lot there, Coach O.
Very tan. Very tan.
Very tan. Go Tiger. I mean, no, what? Go Yuri Perez. Take a quick break. Back with more shenanigans after this.
T-1.
All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Got a little Goosies, no Goosies coming up later on this hour. Goosies. Yeah, dude.
Man, I got to tell you. Your Yuri Perez take sucks.
Why?
Just does.
I don't understand how it sucks. I don't really get that. No, you don't care to elaborate. You just
Well, because I don't think you understand that his body is probably not ready to throw 100, 200 innings.
We don't know.
And hold on. And the fact that the only thing you can give me is might not.
Why not, dude?
But that's, you don't risk the future of your franchise on maybe not.
Oh, future of the franchise. Kick rocks, dude. You want to know something? How about this for future of the franchise? How about this fan base has been waiting for good baseball for 20 years. Can we enjoy it? And it got the rug pulled out. Now, I get it. It's a weird set of circumstances, which makes it an interesting story. But like your counterpoint to, but he might get hurt is kind of like, yeah, but he might not. Because I've seen them. I've seen pitchers get coddled before and they still get hurt.
And you've seen pitchers not coddled and they got hurt.
Exactly. You don't know.
So you're saying just go with it.
Odds are, guess what? Odds are he's probably going to get an arm injury at one point in his career because they all do. Wouldn't you like to at least try and go win some playoff games?
You're assuming that he's going to be able to pitch this way for that long after never doing it.
He's a horse. He could do it.
Okay.
He's a horse.
My confusion isn't with this. My confusion is if you think he's a horse, you think he's the best player on the team, you think he can help us in the playoffs, why the hell are you so willing to trade him for 2 months of Shohei Ohtani?
Because my whole point.
Whoa!
I'll tell you exactly why. But you think you have me boxed in, but you don't. Here's the point.
Yeah.
You're boxed
What's
in.
the point? I'm not boxed in. The whole point of trading him for Ohtani, dum-dum, is because he's not pitching for you. So if I want to win now, go get me Ohtani. That's the whole point of it, Marcos.
You're lashing out.
No, I'm not lashing out. You thought you had me boxed in. In fact, I had you boxed in, dum-dum. Reverse Amazon.
Hey.
Dude, the whole point of my argument in trading him for Ohtani is I have no use for you if you're not going to pitch. So send him to an organization that's not trying to win.
Hey,
also,
man,
great.
Can I just say this? From now on, I want you to send us a text. How much caffeine you've had before the show?
A lot today, dude.
Because
I'm about to go get another
right now, I would say too much.
Okay, dude.
Wait. You've been on.
You want to know something? You never want to hear about how you're old school again. You're new school. You are nothing but an analytics nerd. Congratulations.
Wow.
What else you want to give me? Whip? You want to give me some war stats, Leroy? I thought we were old school here.
What about ball hawk rating?
Yeah, go give me some pro football. You know what? Baldy would let him pitch. Baldy would let him pitch.
He's lashing
Baldy would let him pitch, dude.
-1.
You know what? I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in the baseball voice of my childhood. He's been flipped because everybody wants you. You want to know what? Here's the thing, Yuri. I want to tell you something, particularly to Yuri Perez. They're taking this opportunity away from you. Because you want to know something, Yuri? They're not worried about your health. That's the truth.
Really?
They're not worried. Nope, they're not. They're worried about their health. Because you want to know something? Here's the truth about it. Kim Ang, when there's not a contender, you could always kick the can down the road. Oh, if we only had Yuri. I could hear the press conference now. Well, we really had it going until Yuri couldn't pitch anymore, but had to watch out for him. No, you had to watch out for you. You had to watch out for your job security. Because if you're in a pressure cooker of a winner, then all of a sudden, you know what gets ratcheted up? Expectations. So this little hocus pocus trick they like to throw on you. Oh, we're looking out for Yuri. Front office people are only looking out for them. That's it. That's the truth.
I gotta tell you, you have basically confirmed a lot of things for me.
What's that?
Like, what are you doing? He's 20.
Oh, get out of here, dude. He's 20.
When was the last? Okay.
You want to know what Miguel Cabrera was doing at 20?
He's not a
walk-off home run. He was hitting bombs against Roger Clemens in the World Series at 20
years old. So was Andrew
old.
Jones. They're not pitchers.
Oh,
what was Jose Fernandez doing at 20?
He was shutting bleep down, winning Rookie of the Year, dude.
Yeah, and what happened next year?
What happened next year?
Oh, but you want to know what didn't happen?
What?
Never contended, dude.
True.
Never contended. We're in an actual situation here where you have the Braves. They're a juggernaut right now, and I'm gonna throw Okert at them. Are you effing kidding me? I mean, Trevor Rogers, that guy had I haven't seen a fall off of this with the Marlins pitcher from rookie year to after since Chris Volstad. And this is the type of nonsense that I got to hear. Oh, we got to watch out for his arm. No, you don't. You want to watch out for your job security. Same story, same song and dance. Let's just keep kicking the can down the road, dude. You guys actually want us to care about Marlins baseball, but you don't want us to care about Marlins baseball. And what's the argument we get thrown in our face? Oh, he's 20. Let's go ahead and cola.
We got to do it. We got some more. Hold on. Tobin is Coach Oreo. Brad Flintstone. If Tobin was a horse, he'd be sea biscuits and gravy.
Sounds good. That would be a delicious horse.
Point for Witcher.
Dude, he's built for it. Honestly, Yuri, I'm sorry, dude. I just want to apologize to Yuri Perez that the Marlins did this to you, dude. They took an opportunity away from you. Exactly, dude. They took an opportunity away from you. Ridiculous.
Let Tommy Hutton know this is new levels of quibbling that you.
No, I'm not quibbling. I just think it's just silly. Everybody, what could happen? I don't know. Maybe crazy thing for me as a Marlins fan. Maybe the Marlins will be good all year. Nah, let's go start Okert. Great. Awesome.
You know, the Marlins aren't the only team that does this, right? The Marlins aren't the only team that has to do bullpen games.
Oh, man. How many bullpen games are we going to do, dude? You brought in Johnny Cueto this year. Fat. I can't.
Wait a minute. No. Because when I was doing that at camp, you told me stop it. Now all of a sudden he's fat? No.
You were doing it to guys who, at least Johnny Cueto, like he had an established career. You were doing it to no names. Chunky 52. You don't even know his name.
Wait. Come on, dude. Come on. You saw the same thing I saw. That when they measured him for a jersey and when he actually put that jersey on was two different people.
We'll never find out who it is.
Ridiculous. This whole world's gone soft.
Really?
Whole world's gone soft, dude.
Because you want to pitch a 20-year-old.
Yeah. Is he a baby? You're acting like 20. Like 20 years old. He's not a baby. He's not 17.
What were you doing when you were 20?
Stealing kegs from Billy's.
Okay. Should have been playing more baseball.
You know what he would have been.
Oh, sorry. We have to limit, Tobin. We have to limit your shows. Your voice.
Who do we have on? I could see you batting with no gloves and peeing on your hands.
Justin Bohr.
That's it.
Sorry, Tobin. We have to limit your words. Your vocal cords might run out by the time you're 30, when we won't pay you anyway. Yo, I can't. No, it's awesome, dude. Let's save Yuri Perez until he's 25 years old and not a Marlin. Let's look out for it. And also my job security. The front office can be like, whoo, no pressure this year.
All right. So is the damage done? Or if they take Yuri back tomorrow, do you forgive them? Because you seem pretty upset.
I will forgive them if Yuri Perez.
I would be pissed off.
Okay.
I would be pissed off if they brought him back. Don't give me the song and dance about why you're sitting him and then go, oop, changed our mind.
Then we start losing, though. You got to stop the losing.
You're not going to stop the losing if you keep throwing Okert out there.
Poor Okert. Somewhere it's just like
AJ Puck. Oh, so glad we saved AJ Puck when he was 20 so he can give up meatballs at 26. Glad we saved him.
Dude, what is wrong with you?
Peter Pratt said he was a stud.
He's not a stud.
Here's what I don't get. This dude is one of the biggest baseball fans ever. And right now you're going at the Marlins like a meathead.
Because I actually remember this stuff and nobody else is like, oh, well, we had to protect that guy. Every time they try and protect somebody, it never works out. Guaranteed this guy will get surgery in 2 years. It'll happen because they babied him. They put a big pacifier in his mouth and whatever you need, Yuri. Yuri wants to be out there pitching. You want to know who is? Hold on. You want to know who? Here's the thing. You want to know who his idol is? Sandy. That dude throws innings. Horse.
Here's the problem.
One bad inning though.
Yeah.
Josh Beckett. Oh, we're gonna be protecting blister every time with Josh Beckett with the blisters, except in the postseason. You want to know why? They had a chance to win, and now they do. Oh no! Great.
So you do realize that
the excuse has already been written for this year.
No. When you get tired, your mechanics get bad.
Okay. When
your mechanics get bad, you don't pitch well.
When was he tired?
Huh?
When was he tired? Did you ever see a start where he was tired?
Well, because he's never thrown as many innings. It's coming.
How do you know? What if he's a freak?
Not gonna happen.
What if he's a freak? What if he's a freak? He's already big as hell, lanky as hell.
So question. Your attitude is wing it and deal with the results.
My attitude is you actually, for the first time in a long time,
this is not about winning or losing, is why they're doing
it. Is, but
it's not. They're not making this decision because they're winning or losing. You got to get that out of your head.
What is the point of sports? What is the point of all of this? You actually had a good team. You actually were if it wasn't the Braves, you were kicking everybody else's ass. What's the point of all this? To protect them. For what? To be in 4th place in 2 years when you guys don't pay anybody else? Sorry you caught lightning in a bottle and things were going good for you. Let's ruin it. And then we have a built-in excuse for the season not working out. You got to risk it to win the biscuit. I like
gravy.
Deep.
You probably, after somebody call you sea biscuits and gravy, you probably should use a biscuit pun. like that's how you're just right. I would stay away from biscuits for
tired of everybody's changed. Tommy Hutton's changed.
No, he hasn't.
I love it. He said he's like, you're talking to an old school guy, and then he argues the new school.
Look.
You know what happened when Tommy Hutton got tired?
He's not arguing on their behalf. He's telling you why they did it. There's a difference.
Nah, I don't like it. It's front office propaganda. I don't like it.
Dude, can I just tell you right now? If you were a manager or you ran that team, every pitcher would go out every night and throw 130 pitches.
Not true.
Really?
Just the special ones.
And you can tell at 20?
Yes.
When he's never thrown more than 70 plus innings?
Dude, I mean, like, what?
You don't think that matters?
If he throws, let me say something right now. If he throws a pitch off a mound in Pensacola, what a waste. He doesn't need to. He can shut down Major League Batting. We've seen it.
It has nothing to do with that, though. You're making it about winning and losing. This decision has nothing to do with winning or losing.
Silly me.
You're right.
Hey, you know what? If Tua plays 13 games this year, let's not risk it. That's the most he's ever played. Don't risk it.
No, it's different.
Don't risk it.
It's different.
Don't risk it.
He is the starting quarterback.
Oh.
He's already been through the bumps and bruises of his first 2 years.
Don't risk it. Don't risk it.
Hey, Marcos, this dude is on that stuff today. I don't know what.
Rare form.
I'm just tired of this nonsense.
What nonsense?
Nerds ruined the Marlins season. I'm just going to say it. They ruined it. This man.
That's not a nerd decision.
It's a nerd decision, dude.
Yeah, that whole
nerd.
Oh, you would rather have Yuri Perez out there throwing 150, 200 innings.
Hell yes.
But what if he can't? What if he hasn't gotten to that point yet where his body will allow him to do it?
As soon as you see, if you actually saw wear and tear, if you actually saw him slow down, which he has not.
He got rocked his last time out.
No, he didn't. He got rocked against the Braves, which everybody got rocked against the Braves. Next 2 starts, awesome.
Okay.
So incorrect. Second of all, if I saw any inkling that there was some slowdown.
No, you wouldn't. Now all of a sudden you're going to act like you would be cautious? No, you wouldn't. Stop lying to these people.
First, I'd have
Stop lying.
No.
Stop lying.
No, I'm not lying.
You say, oh, if you wait. So let me get this straight.
Right now. Okay, let me tell you something right now.
Go.
If I hear one person from the Marlins this year, one, because you're all for this. If I hear a beep out of anybody, a broadcaster, a manager, a player, if you talk about what you did in the first half of the season after shutting this dude down and you make it like that was the line of demarcation, shame on you. You made your bed. I don't want to hear about it. Don't tell me that you were serious about contending this year.
Okay.
Don't tell me about
it. And I will say this. I can agree with that. But you also on the hook.
No.
Because you really came out just now after the last hour of talking about this, saying to my face, your boy, if I see an inkling of him getting tired, no, you wouldn't. You'd be like, fight through it, Yuri.
I'd have a meeting about it. I'd have a meeting about it, but ultimately I would say, come on.
Right. I know. Stop lying then. Don't say if I have an inkling, I would shut. No, you wouldn't.
Let me tell you something right now. This dude better not have so much as a blister the rest of his career.
A blister?
Not a blister. Not a period of no. Not sore elbow. He better not have sore shoulder. He better not have dead arm. I don't want to hear it. You used your coddle card on him.
Your what?
Your coddle card. You're coddling him.
Oh, coddle card.
Goosey's, no Goosey's is next.
You're using your quibble card.
Previously on
Tobin and Leroy.
But what does that have to do with his development?
What are we at?
Say it again. It's free. Ka-ching.
All right, welcome back to the Tobin and Leroy show. Leroy. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I forgot I have to unmute you as well. That's my fault this time, Leroy. I apologize.
What's up? Hey, question.
Yeah. Yes.
What's wrong with Tobin today?
Caffeine. Yeah. He came in on break and he spit in my face.
He's so mad. He's so fired up. He's spewing from his mouth.
What's crazy? You know, when he talked to Tommy Hutton about it, he seemed to be like, okay. The segment after, he was a bit fired up about it. This last segment, he was ready to fight me. I don't understand. I really don't understand. But I don't know, man.
I just don't. I think when a team talks about doing stuff like this, regardless of the circumstance of where they are, if they then choose not to do it or to do it, it makes them look like more of a clown, right? If they say we're gonna sit Perez down,
and then they go back on it,
and then they say we're winning, we're gonna keep him pitching.
Yeah,
it makes you think how sincere we're, like it makes them look bad.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely not a good look for the franchise. But Leroy, I got a question for you though.
What's up?
So we're playing Goosies or no Goosies now.
Yeah.
This is one topic that he didn't put on it. Just as an avid movie watcher, wanted your opinion on this whole Oppenheimer Barbie thing that's going on, the whole Barbenheimer thing. You've been hearing all the buzz that's been going on with this?
Well, Fonz, because he's into movies, because that's what he does, right?
Yeah.
He is really into this Oppenheimer movie because of the way it was filmed.
Yeah, I have been hearing things to the point where like various movie theaters have had to install new projectors or something.
Yes. So you can only go see it at certain places because of the way that it was filmed. So he's really into this movie. He invited me, but I'm gonna just chill because Rebecca's not feeling too good. I'm gonna hang out with her.
Gotcha.
But he's going tonight.
Oh yeah.
The Barbie thing.
Yeah.
Besides the stupid insurance commercials,
I'm
I like Margot Robbie
tomorrow.
Huh? I like Margot Robbie. She's
cool.
Margot
Robbie's good. I mean,
she's on a bit of a movie heater, right?
Yep.
True.
So
I saw I got 9 out of 10. I saw Oppenheimer got 10 out of 10. Barbie got 9 out of 10, and AMC has reported 40,000 tickets sold for the whole Barbenheimer movie. I don't know, duo movie day.
Oh, you go see both of them?
Yeah, that's essentially
People
what
have been
everyone's
doing
doing.
that, yes.
40,000 people according to the AMC app.
Listen,
I can't sit in a movie theater for 2 movies because Oppenheimer just sounds like a 3-hour movie.
It does.
Right?
Get to the game here.
How long is Oppenheimer?
I don't know. I'll find out for you, but I do have some topics.
Yeah, get to the game here, Frog and Hopper.
Well, come on time there, angry man.
I'm not angry.
Oh my goodness.
Let me just say he has caffeine, by the way.
Yeah.
There is
You're like
a Celsius
like
next
a
to him.
different frozen dinner. Instead of a hungry man, you're angry man.
All that caffeine.
Is that more caffeine, dude?
Yeah.
Yep.
He is caffeinated.
This guy's jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I'm on the one.
All right. Topic number 1.
Get to it.
Old Tobes.
Yep.
Jimmy Butler recently playing some basketball. He was pointing to his wrist and doing a familiar gesture. He seemed to be calling our boy Dame Time.
Yeah.
Let's check out the video and you tell me if that gives you goosies or no goosies.
All right, Jimmy Butler in China playing a little hoops. Goosies, no goosies. All right, he takes his shot, little 3-point action.
Leave him open.
Boom, does the wave off the court. Wave off the court.
Oh! Dame time! Wow.
Game time. You know what time it is?
Hmm.
It's Goosey's galore time, dude. That's what that is right there.
Goosey's galore.
Look at that.
Doesn't
wish
matter.
I knew what that translated to.
I know what it translates to. It means no matter what country you're in, Dame time.
Dame
It's Dame time.
So that says Dame time.
It's exactly what it says there.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, the last time he was this like emphatic about a person joining or some sort
By
of
the way,
sign-
that ain't a 3-pointer. That's just outside the box.
Oh, that's a
Oh,
3-pointer,
whatever.
dude.
All right, Mr.
There he goes waving at you, Leroy.
What are you, a globetrotter?
First the wave.
Even at me.
It's directly at you.
Dame
So
time.
I do have the Goosies. I think it's
Goosies.
cool that everybody seems to understand what's going to happen, except for Tobin, who wants it to happen sooner.
Yep. I'm sorry, I'm an action guy. You guys are in action.
You're
That's
not
why
an
you guys-
action guy. You're an
that's why you-
impatient guy.
Why you root for
I'm
shutting
You're
down?
very
I
impatient.
completely understand that.
Shutting down pitchers, dude.
We're still done. We're talking about Dame and the trade.
Dame time.
J-Fig, Goosies?
Goosies.
Goosies.
Solid.
Love Jimmy Butler.
You know I love when Jimmy Butler starts trolling. It's great.
It is a Goosey sweep.
Goosies.
Topic number 2.
Yes.
As you know, there is a running back situation going on in the NFL in regards to contracts. So much so, Saquon Barkley recently was quoted as saying that he might have to sit out. This is what the star running back had to say.
I have no worry about going on a football field and knowing that I'm not playing for my word, or saying if I have to play under, because this is my leverage. My leverage is I can say you to the Giants, I can say you to my teammates and be like, you want me to show you my worth? You want to show you how valuable I am to the team? I won't show up. I won't play it down. That's a play I can use. Anybody knows me, knows that's not something I want to do. But like, it's something that crossed my mind. It's like I never thought I would ever do that. But like now I'm in a point where it's like, Jesus, like I might have to take it to this level. And like, am I willing? Am I prepared to take it to the level? I don't know.
I got no Goosies because it kind of makes me sad, to be honest with you. Like, I feel bad that Saquon has to go that way. So no Goosies. But like, it's not like I disagree with him. It just like bums me out that he has to feel that way.
Yeah, I don't have Goosies about this situation because him, of all people, with Daniel Stinkin' Jones as quarterback, should not be in this situation.
Seriously.
And what happens is they take, and here's what he was saying. They take what they know about me and how I work and dedicate myself to my craft. And they try to flip that against me, saying there's no way he's not going to show up. And so now he's being put in a spot where now he has to make a decision that he would never make because they pushed him into this corner. And so, yeah, now he's got to consider it. I would give him 5 weeks, right? Let him get through that gauntlet of 5 weeks and say, look, you still, you still going this route. But now, and here's the problem with all of this. Even if the team wanted to, and even if they saw the light, there's nothing they can do because you can't renegotiate the contract. You can't
damage
redo
is
it.
done. Damage is
Right.
done.
The damage is done.
Damage is done.
J-Fig?
Wrong game. No Goosies.
No Goosies.
Marcos?
I have Goosies. It's sad to see, but I'm happy that the running back is sticking up for themselves. So that gives me Goosies.
Goosies. What's number 3, Marcos?
Number 3, Coach Feld. Not sure if you heard of the guy. He also goes by
Juicy.
That stems, of course, from his 45-day Juicy Challenge. Started this week. Anybody on it? Anyone? No?
Split the Goosies here.
Oh, what?
I'm Goosies because it's for a great cause.
Okay.
You know, it's awesome that he doesn't believe the Special Olympics, I think, is what he raises the money for.
Yes.
Goose. Here's what's not Goosies about it. I need it every day. Where's the videos? Like, I don't know if he's more subdued this year because, they were 5-7 last year.
You wanted to
So,
keep that same momentum.
I want the crazy mustache guy doing crazy mustache things.
Being reckless, right?
Yes.
More
Reckless,
recklessness.
dude.
Wait. You know why? Because anytime somebody does this, somebody in the chat's going to reply, you were 5-7, dude. Tone it down.
But I don't believe in that stuff. Like, I don't believe in, you're 5-7 because the coach does what? An Instagram video? He's a strength and conditioning coach. He holds back Mario Cristobal. Let him do some flexing. Juicy. So I don't have the goosies, but I do have the juicy.
Okay. No goosies.
Why?
No goosies.
You know why? Because nobody want to watch videos from a coach or a player who's on a 5-7 team. That's the reality.
Not true.
That's not true.
They're not 5-7 anymore. You know what they are? They're 0-0. Clean slate.
Me?
JP?
I have the Goosies. I saw the video yesterday and I got very happy watching it.
Marcos?
I have the Goosies as well. And in fact,
Goosies.
I'm making a statement and a commitment to the challenge. I don't know when the first day was, but I'm going to find when it started. And I'm officially going on a diet for the next 45 days because I don't know
That's
if I
not the challenge, though.
But
Like,
I'm
the
just
challenge
trying
is
to
you got to do
honor
100
the
buys,
challenge.
100 tries a day.
Can't do that, dude.
And you owe 300.
300? You want me to get that done?
Today, yeah, if you're going to do the challenge.
All right, well, I'm starting it then. I am joining the challenge. You hear that, Leroy? The
We
next
need
time
video footage.
you
We
offered,
don't believe you.
That's true. Well, I'll provide video every time he does, but he's busy 5-7. Jesus Christ.
You have to be the example.
I have to be the example for him?
Yeah.
Wait.
You need to
Last time we did this, how many push-ups did I do? We both did push-ups.
Yeah, it was quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
25, 35?
25, something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So
that was different. That was the Pat Riley challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Because Pat Riley challenged Ira Wyndham into
that's
a
right.
push-up contest.
I'll start now.
What are you doing, dude?
Oh, man.
You
That
can't,
is.
wait. You can't do a damn. You're doing a Jane Fonda workout.
That is Goosies, no Goosies. Back with more after this.
De que la calle bota fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego.
Welcome back. Tobin and Leroy. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Hope everybody's doing fantastic out there today. Marlins are thankfully off.
Yeah, thankfully, but they're not free from your rant today, man. You've been roasting them.
I haven't been roasting them.
You've been roasting them, dude. You've been roasting them and saying that they're making cowardly moves to save their job.
You want to know something, dude? Look,
Okay.
That's my first sports love. Okay. Yeah. And I do care about that team.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just looking at this from the standpoint of you guys pulled a coward move. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. So
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
And you know, I wasn't on this. I was fine. I was fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but then Tommy Hutton scolded me, and I got very defensive.
You're lashing out.
I got very. Yeah, I was lashing out. He lashed out at me first.
Okay. Look, maybe we're bringing him down. Now that I think about it, maybe we're the ones that are influencing him.
You know,
he's supposed to be stopping our quibbling. We're starting his.
Because I know how he really feels.
And what's the name of the pitcher?
I mean,
who you were bashing? We can't compete with Atlanta if we keep throwing this guy out here.
Okert,
yeah, you got him 2 times, dude.
I'm sorry,
Steven Okert, just out here doing his best.
Yeah, he sure is. He sure is.
Okay. Yes, thankfully they're off today.
Thankfully, they are off. Forget the rest of your headlines here. Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck in a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
That's a bottle of water, J. Fig. What's on the truck?
I don't have the truck.
Oh, you guys got the Goosies from Messi's debut?
That's tomorrow.
There was
right?
a lot of auction.
Wait, are you talking about the introduction or the game?
The presentation. There
No,
was
I'm
a
talking
lot
about
of
his
rank.
game debut tomorrow.
But not really. I don't have that. No.
Why?
Wow.
The Pinks.
I
we
was
got here on the station. You guys can listen to Messi's debut.
Is he going to be?
If he's actually starting.
Well, no, he's if he's dressed in, you can't bring him off the bench. You can't bring him off the bench.
I think that's the plan. I think that they're like
what?
They're going to play him, but they're going to bring him out there and be like, you know, ladies and gentlemen, Messi, and then like sparks fly,
Nice.
some Pinks
Sparks
fireworks.
fly.
You know,
Did you hear they're in contacts with Hard Rock Stadium to get the bigger games over there?
no,
That'd be fun, right?
no, I didn't hear that. Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that
I
what
heard it from the Joe Rose show. So,
it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, that'd be
you know,
cool.
especially a rivalry like against those bastards from Orlando. Hate them.
We hate them.
Oh,
hate
dude.
them.
Orlando City.
Oh God, they're
Hell
just
outta
so like
unctuous, dude.
Yep.
Unctuous. You know, they you know
unctuous.
they think they had a thing or two to say about a thing or two when we walked into this league, and you know what they say. You know, you're jealous when herons can not only walk but fly.
Yeah.
And so the Purple Lions looked at us and they said,
Is that what they are?
yeah.
Purple
And so like Orlando City looked upon Inter Miami as this fad, you know, like, oh, you're not the Florida team, we're the Florida team. Very Bolts Panthers-esque, if you will.
Yep.
And you know, now the big boys came to play because Messi would never live in Orlando. You want to know why? Because he's not a mouse.
It's true.
Okay. He's not a cartoon character.
He's a goat.
And so he's a goat. Well said, Marcos.
Thank you.
And that's what I'm trying to say out here. You know what I'm saying? 560, you're on the air. What's your name? Hello. 560, you're on the air. What's your name?
All right.
Riveting.
Pretty good. He's excited about Messi, clearly.
Kind of had that little, which made it seem like it was a
Yeah.
telemarketer.
Oh.
And I got to say, I thought we were against that on this show. I thought like we had like a preventative measure so that nobody could get through.
Yeah. It's called Let Me Answer the
You know
Phone.
what, guys? It was actually Tommy.
Should I not pick up calls cold? Is that a dangerous game?
No, it's just sometimes things get a little sketchy, dude. Remember we had to fix the callers?
Fix
Remember
it, dude.
All right. It's my fault.
I'm
It
gonna
was
be like,
Tommy Hutton. That's what it was.
hello, Leroy.
Hello.
Just talking about these bastards from Orlando City, you know, got to be
Wow.
so jealous that the Pinks got Messi.
Yeah. Debut tomorrow.
They were so hoity-toity when the Pinks came into the league. But who's king now, huh?
Oh, be careful. Orlando City secured the return of midfielder Junior Urso.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Watch out, guys.
Good luck, dude.
Watch out. Big moves in
Good
Orlando.
luck.
Big moves.
I mean, we got Messi and we got Busquets too.
And I heard Luis Suarez is possibly on the way as well.
Oh, dude, we got
The
them all.
mayor?
This is gonna be it. No,
Not the mayor.
That's Francis Suarez.
Not the mayor.
Oh,
by the way,
Hey, where's the sign, dude?
where's our sign?
Where
dude?
is
You're
the
sitting here
sign?
Trying to run for president. Why don't you fix the sign?
Good luck.
how can we trust him as a president? We can't even trust him to put a street sign up.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like I could end this guy's campaign in one tweet if I wanted to.
Wow.
If I wanted to.
Wow.
Dude. If I wanted to.
Mm.
Promises made, promises kept. Not this dude.
Huh.
Where's my sign?
Did you know Messi spoke English?
Does he? I don't feel like I've ever heard him speak English.
It says,
or does he just choose not to? That was a big thing with Anderson Silva back in the day. Knew English, didn't speak it.
Wow.
I believe Ichiro too.
Really knows?
Yeah.
Knew English, spoke English, didn't want to speak English because
Shohei speaks English.
doesn't want to get anything lost in translation.
Yeah,
well, there's a lot of Americans who speak English that get things lost in translation. So just tell them they're not alone.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've heard some English butchered. I watched Love After Lockup. Trust me. Those meth heads.
Wow. Why are you watching that?
Oh man, it's riveting. I can't stop watching.
God!
It's riveting, dude.
Love After Lockup.
Love After Lockup. Yeah, I'm hooked.
So here's the synopsis. These people communicate back and forth, maybe even get a visit. Then when the person gets out of jail, then they have a relationship.
Yep. Or they try to. But that's when things usually go awry after the lockup. It's easy to love somebody who is locked up.
Yeah, because you ain't got to be accountable.
Right.
You can still do what you want to do.
But after lockup, that's when the real world hits. And then, if you don't meet your parole officer at the right time, bang, back in jail. So it's really a love triangle between two people who love each other and the law.
What do you watch this on? I'm looking at it's on like Philo and
I think my wife and I are watching it on the Roku app.
What is this?
We found it like randomly one night. It was on. I was like, man,
it comes on Pop.
What is
if
Pop?
you have AT&T, it's 1185 or 11.
How much channels? Am I right?
Or 11, like go to 1134, like somewhere in there.
Or you can watch it on the Roku app.
Because when I'm perusing, I come across it.
You can watch it on gas station televisions when you're pumping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as soon as you turn that pump on, man, you get free TV.
When Benyama's on the show, you said?
Yeah, he's on the Pop channel.
He's not going to be this year. You want to know why?
Why is that?
Because when Haywood Highsmith gets a hold of him, it's going to be love after locks your ass up, son.
Whoa! Defense! The locksmith!
Wow. What does Tyler Herro mean by that little doll that he has up there? Like, what could that be?
I'm tall. He's not.
I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It is hard to say, dude.
I'm looking up Tyler Herro Funko Pops to see if there's something I can see with this, because there has to be symbolism. He scrubbed his social media. Why would he do this now?
Right. I think it's a signal. I'm coming back.
Doesn't it look kind of devious?
Or never left.
The signal.
Yeah, he's giving the scowl. He's giving the scowl. Even his little. Yeah.
Very interesting.
This is the second clue, I think. This is the first one was Mickey liking his stats.
Right.
This is the second.
Bingo.
Clue.
Bingo.
Wow.
Really?
The breadcrumbs are there. The Boy Wonder breadcrumbs are there.
Dude, let me explain something to
Boy
you.
Wonder Bread.
Let me explain something to you. You're
Oh, that
fraud.
boy Hansel.
Let me explain something to you. You're fraud. If this trade has to go down and they have to get another first round pick for Tyler Herro, you ain't gonna be doing all this. You're gonna be like, see ya, have a good one.
Look, I was already there, but now all of a sudden it seems like you know what, Leroy. Sometimes you got to look out to the ocean and the tide turns, and it seems like the tide is turning for Tyler Herro.
What?
Tyler Herro.
Dude, too much today.
Tyler Herro?
Too much.
Why?
Too much today. You just need to look. Take a damn deep breath. No, not that. No.
No, you don't need that.
Cut him off, J Fig.
I'm a grown ass man. She was not taking my juice.
It's a close.
Really? It's comments like that that gonna make it what like we need to
now
have
I want
right. What are you doing?
What?
I looked it up. I found it online.
Hmm?
It's actually at the official Miami Heat store. It's a Tyler Herro Jumbo Squeezy Slow Foam figure for $9.99.
Wow.
You know what that means to me? Jumbo Squeezy. He's getting swole this all season. That's what he wants you to know.
It's a stress doll too. You know, like you
That's
could
what
use
it
it for a
is.
stress doll. So he's
Mhm.
stressed out from all the trade rumors.
You two are jumbo squeezies.
I'm stressed out from this.
Very quick break. But before that, Leroy, give us an update from the Open Championship. Brought to us
I
by
got
the
you. Hold
Golf
on.
Shop's home of the 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee. Serving golfers
All
around
right.
the country since 1968.
You got 5 under as the leader. Two leaders, Christo Lamprick and Tommy Fleetwood. The evening crew, their best round is 4 under because you got three guys at 4 under: Antoine Rosner, Adrian Ortega, Emilio Grillo, and then you got a few at 3 under: Stuart Sink, U.S. Open champ Wyndham Clark, Alex Noren, and Brian Harmon. Guys that are teeing off now, you're talking about the Rory group. I have been watching Victor Hovland, Tony Finau, and Justin Thomas. And let me just say, Justin Thomas will be back in the States on Saturday.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Take a quick break. Sorry, go ahead. Do you have any more?
No, that's it. That's it.
Oh, man. Lane Kiffin looks like he's been on the beach with that Orgeron. Jesus.
Wow.
Take a quick break. But first, you guys want to go see Fall Out Boy, huh? Fall Out Boy tickets right now. Get a pair of tickets to see Fall Out Boy on their So Much for the Dust tour at the I Think Financial Amphitheater in West Palm next Monday. Caller. Let's go caller number 3 because they're treating Yuri Perez like a 3-year-old. Wow. Let's give it to caller number 3 right now. 305-567-0560. 305-567-0560. If you want to go see Fall Out Boy, caller 3 to 305-567-0560.
Raise your hand.
Yeah, what'd you raise your hand for?
I'm gonna call.
Oh,
okay, yeah. Caller number 3.
Caller 3 will get
Yes.
themselves a pair of tickets to see Fall Out Boy. Back after this.
WQA.
Welcome back, Tobin and Leroy. Taking you up until 2. You guys can text the show 305-567-0560. You can call us at 305-567-0560. Who got the Fall Out Boy tickets, Marcos?
That was John out of Boca.
Oh, John out of Boca. Congratulations on winning the Fall Out Boy tickets.
Yes.
And then
That's
you can
gonna
go
be
and
exciting.
you can now go thank Fall Out Boy for the memories.
Damn it, dude.
Dude.
I want to erase that from my memory.
Marcos.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
Okay.
And J-Fig's fault.
Yes, I agree.
Y'all should, because y'all should have cut him off.
Nah, he's on Mountain Dew today.
You know what? It was funny because after yesterday, my son and I we'll do like a post jujitsu slushy every now and once and again. And
except for that one time you lied to him about it.
I haven't done that in a while though.
All right.
I haven't done that in a while. And plus, I didn't know Racetrack, they also do slushies
Yes.
now.
Also owned by 7-Eleven.
Is it really?
Yep.
Wow. Well, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Their selection is better.
Yeah, I had a
kind of weird,
cheeseburger
right?
pizza from them the other day.
Did you really?
Wait, what?
Cheeseburger pizza?
Yeah, my
Dude,
son loves pizza.
We don't buy.
Come on, dude.
He does, dude.
Just buy the slice though. Never buy a box. That's the
No,
mistake.
yeah. You don't
Just
buy,
buy
a
the
box.
slice.
No.
So let me get this straight.
Yeah.
You at Racetrack.
Yep.
And you looked into the golden cabinet of food and said, you know what? I think I'll have a slice.
They got like a whole little like
They got a
display,
thing,
you know?
yeah.
Big spoon!
Wow, the return.
Oh, legend.
Oh, missed her.
That was a
Wow.
sneak attack right there. Hey,
Yeah.
eyes up here, Leroy.
Yeah.
Eyes up here, but come on.
I got
you know?
Zeus.
It's a giant.
It's a giant.
Yeah. Zeus behind me.
Oh man.
He was scratching himself and the house was shaking.
So wait, what about this slushy? This Mountain Dew?
Yeah, so anyway, I mixed
Oh, wait. We're going to the slushy? Are we past that the dude bought a
Cheeseburger
piece of pizza from the hot oven?
Yeah,
At the gas station?
It's pretty good. Not terrible.
Come on.
Not terrible. It's not.
You can get froyo at the gas station.
Oh man.
So what happened with this slushy, dude?
Wait.
Oh, so anyway,
Wait,
no.
you say Leroy was eyeing her up and down. That's my damn
were.
wife. Of course I was.
I love that. I love that you love her that much.
Not a boy.
What am I supposed to do? Ignore her?
It's a giant.
Oh man. Anyway, yeah. So I just got Mountain Dew last night too in the slushy. You guys ever had a
Mountain Dew slushy?
It's a Mountain Dew slushy, or did you add?
I
Mountain
need
Dew?
flavors. I don't need soda.
Dew.
Besides cola, I need flavors. I don't want just sodas being slushies.
It's pretty
That's
good,
true.
dude. It's pretty good.
I had recently a high C fruit punch slushy.
Ooh, hey,
That one was pretty good.
high C punch. Hey, high C punch is
Yeah.
a staple of the hood community.
Yeah. You know what never
'Cause
gets
that's
old?
the closest thing to that red Kool-Aid.
It's I mixed that, the Mountain Dew, orange.
Oh,
threw a little blue in there. I really went
Whoa.
like full, Fruit of the Loom, like the whole rainbow of colors there.
I don't like because then
You're a
your eyes
child.
go brown and I have to
Wait, what did Tommy get?
I know.
Well, Tommy mixed red and blue,
Smart.
Yeah.
Classic.
but
Classic.
then he
classic,
saw,
classic.
but then he saw what I did, and he goes, "Trade skis."
Oh, okay.
So we traded.
Nice. So,
Let me tell you, red and blue, I mix when I go to the movie theater. I either mix red and blue or red and Coke.
Yep.
Red and Coke is quite tasty. But
Great.
you know, in the movie theater, you only get 3 choices: red, blue, Coke.
Exactly. Racetrack, you get a little fancy with the spices. That's what's great about it.
like me a racetrack, man.
I'm telling you, I do too.
Now, I will say
Nobody
this.
knows about this Wawa.
Oh, or
You know?
Buc-ee's. Don't even get me started.
I haven't been to
on
a Buc-ee's yet, but I see all the signs when I'm traveling to Tennessee.
it.
You know what else is a bit worrisome?
Hmm?
Sugar-free slushies don't hold up. They melt too fast.
Sugar-free slushy.
Never
Whoa,
thought,
who,
why would I even have that?
who am I lying to at this point?
Sugar.
Hey, like once you commit to pizza in the hot oven at the gas station,
You think I'm
like
stopping?
you ain't stopping that sugar-free.
Yeah, let me get the diet icy. I appreciate that. Cheeseburger pizza though, not bad. Got to try it. I did
From
make
a
the
pizza
mistake.
place.
No, okay, so I made this is a rookie move. I know now better, but I had a slice and I was like, this is delicious. Came back a few days later. It's a new racetrack opened up. They had the opportunity to get a box. Got a box of the cheeseburger pizza. Never do that again. You get 2 down and you're like, this is enough.
Dade South says Bucky's best gas station, not even close.
Yep. Fonzie, every time Fonzie goes, he brings back some
It's like more than a gas station though, right? Like, isn't it almost like a Walmart?
They got like a jerky wall or like a
Yeah, like they make their own stuff.
They
make their own stuff. So everything is made there. So they have like this I forget it's called pop.
What is the closest Bucky's? Like Gainesville?
Yeah. Closest Bucky's to me right now.
There's no more room for gas stations.
Daytona Beach.
Wawa closed that down.
The Daytona Beach would have a Wawa, or I mean a Bucky's.
Yeah.
But they say it's big as a Walmart.
What?
The Daytonans love love Bucky's.
Another one in St. Augustine.
Yep, that makes sense. So like once you're getting a little like to central northern Florida.
You know what? This all makes sense. I'm looking at all of the locations they have in Texas. Of course.
It's a Texas place.
Tell you about this
It's
Texas.
a big Texas thing.
Really look at me, Texas.
Really?
Look at me. Look at me. I'm over it, dude. I haven't even stepped foot in a Bucky's. I may never.
I only went to I've only been in like the Dallas area of Texas, like Dallas, Arlington, when I was out there for the Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. I found it to be a very boring state.
That's damn near out of Texas though.
What, Arlington?
Yeah, you should be going to Giddings, Texas, one of the locations of a Bucky's. You know, this Texas, really, really look at me, dude.
It's a big state.
Nah.
It's a big state.
Big for nothing.
Not as big and boring though as South Carolina. That was the worst state to drive.
Wow, that
just nothing. Just never ended. Yeah. South
I
Carolina.
tell you, the state I was most terrified driving in, West Virginia. Driving through the mountains.
Oh.
On those 1-lane highways.
Yeah, dude, that's scary.
It's scary.
I don't like that. I don't like driving up mountains and then you can't even see. There's blind spots.
Here's what scares me. Tobes, here's what scares me. When you drive through West Virginia and you're driving around the highway, you're going 60, 65, whatever it is.
Yep.
And you look to your right and there's a truck ramp. For trucks that can't control their speed around the corner, they have little ramps that they could go up and slow them down. That's terrifying.
Ethan Smolnick says if Tobin was a fight, it'd be egg roll Spence versus Terrence Crawfish.
Jeez. I think he's switched now to like just food puns.
He loves the food puns. This is his July. Like he always gets on to go, another July segment.
Yeah.
Schmiethen's been taking off this July. Instead of telling us all to go to hell, he's just been doing fat puns for Tobin. That's been his mailing it in.
Yeah. That's a summertime Schmiethen.
Summertime Schmiethen. Feels like we have
you
a
know
what
summertime Tobes is? You want action, but in all the wrong ways.
Angry.
I'm not angry.
Angry. You are, dude.
I probably wouldn't be this passionate about the Yuri Perez thing if we had Damian Lillard. That's true. But also, if we traded him for Shohei Ohtani, I wouldn't be as angry.
Okay.
So just trade him. Like, sit there. Like,
I think it's because we lost. Had we won?
So wait. Can I ask you a question, Tobes?
What?
Why would anybody trade for a guy you shut down?
Because you get him forever. Like that's
So why you mad at the Marlins for thinking that way?
Because I want Ohtani and I want to win now. You guys don't want to win now. You want to talk about the future. Well, guess what, Miss Cleo? I'm ready to win now.
Call me now for your free reading.
But there's no guarantee you're gonna win.
Definitely not now because we got Okert there every fifth day.
Why this guy's getting hit by shrapnel?
Just like, what's going on?
If you guys missed it earlier, Big Brian McKinney joined the show. It's a giant.
It's a giant.
He's doing some great work in the community. The Canes legend. He joins us next.
It's a giant.
The results are in.
between Hollywood and Sheridan. We love talking to this guy. He always is doing great work in the community. Big Brian McKinney, Canes legend, going to the College Football Hall of Fame this year, Leroy.
Ooh,
going to the College Football Hall of Fame this
Hall
year.
of Famer.
Hey, that's what happens when you don't give up a sack.
Doesn't give up a sack. He never endorsed, never touched. Never touched.
Hey, Brian, there's not many people where you say, what did you do in college? Never gave up a sack. They say, all right then.
Brian, did you see during the season, did you see the video of Ken Dorsey freaking out at the end of Dolphins Bills?
I did.
Did you I think we were all kind of shocked by that Ken Dorsey had that kind of rage.
Ken has always been like a mild-mannered, you never see him rattle too much, especially while I was there. So to see that side was definitely like different.
It was awesome. I mean, it was. I mean, obviously, too, it was a Dolphins win, so everybody was happy down here. Like, God, never seen Ken Dorsey that night. He was tearing that stuff up. Did anybody Did you think about reaching out to him, being like, "Are you all right?" Like, never
I
seen
knew
him.
he was okay. A lot of it, we're in a group chat anyway, so there was like some jokes made in our group chat about it. So I knew he was okay. He was just in a competitive moment.
It happens though, man. People don't realize it happens more than you think in sports.
Yeah.
Like it normally happens with a mild-mannered coach just losing his mind all of a sudden. And it could be at any point during the week, during a game, and everybody just kind of, whoa, you know.
Yeah. Especially when it's somebody who you don't ever see in that light, and just so happened there was a camera there that caught it. So it just caught a lot of people off guard.
Hey, Brian, you know what happened with us? Denny in practice one time lost his mind. He blew the whistle. He said, you know what? Start this over. But you know what? I want to ask you this. You're offensive lineman, and although a lot of times your success is determined by how well you pass rush, I try to tell people that without a good running game, your offensive linemen get mad because it's hard to pass protect on every play without changing it up. And I don't understand, why is there no value in running backs when everybody when we go to the meetings, when we have meetings after a game or during the course of a game, if an offensive lineman is on skates for a whole game, they'll say, we need to run the ball more. And we got away from that. I mean, what do you make of this? Like, just people just ignoring these facts about football that have always existed.
Yeah. If a team gets in a rhythm as far as like defensive line getting a rhythm of pass rushing, and especially if you're on the road and you're down, they already know that you're going to try to throw the ball out to get down the field faster. So if you have a guy on skates, you do have to switch it up or do some play action or something, allow him to run at the defender instead of just, going backwards the whole time. So that's on like the offensive coordinator, somebody, switching it up a little bit. But I think a lot of times people, they don't ever put themselves in the shoes of the player, and they just they just want you to run these plays that they feel like will work. But it's like, but also given the circumstances of possibly being on the road and possibly getting off the ball late or stuff like that, and defensive line can have a rhythm with the cadence of the snap count, things like that. We got to switch things up. And I always communicated when I went back to the huddle, like, oh, he's jumping the count, so that means we need to go on 2 or make it a long solid count and things like that. But that goes back to communication as well. You got to communicate what you see out there.
Right, like, have you been? I mean, like, how surprised are you with all that stuff's going on with the running backs right now? Like Saquon not, getting a deal that he wants, or Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing, Dalvin Cook not with the Vikings anymore. Like, just this state of star running backs not, I guess, getting the long-term commitment from teams.
I just always look at it as business. It'll eventually pan out for somebody, but for me, you got to remember I held out 98 days coming in. So me walking in to the NFL, I was like, all right, this is not college. Everything's about business. So you have to do things that's going to make business sense for yourself as well, because they're going to do it for their organization.
How hard was that for you? Like, what went into that, I guess, decision back then? Like, just I mentioned that was difficult, just get things started, and you have to take care of yourself.
Yeah. So, I mean, clearly, like, they can get rid of you at any time. You know what I'm saying? So you have to kind of go out there and do kind of what's best and protect yourself as well. So I learned that my rookie year that this is business now.
You're always doing good work, Brian. Like we had you on last time. You were, doing some great talks for mental health. You got a back to school giveaway coming up on July 29th at North Miami High School. Tell us a little bit about it, man. What do you got going on?
I'm actually partnering with Brian Patter Foundation. I'm friends with his family as well, so we're partnering together to do it. And it's going to be at North Miami High School, July 29th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're just kind of giving away like 500 book bags and supplies to kids from kindergarten to 8th grade.
What is it like? How much satisfaction do you get out of these moments, like getting back into the community and just kids looking up to you, all that type of stuff? Like, does that stuff ever get old? Like, do you or is this always
I enjoy it because I came from a single parent home and I was growing a lot. So every year it was like I had to get new clothes because I was outgrowing things. So that was a lot of pressure. My mom had to work 2 jobs to raise me, and it was just me. So to be able to be there for other people and give some type of support and take off a little financial burden from them, I'm all for it.
What are the funniest reactions you get from kids when they see how massive you are?
Younger kids think your height is based on your age. So like I remember one time I went to visit I think they might have been like kindergarten or 1st grade, and one kid screamed out, "It's a giant!" And then another kid thought I was like 80 years old. Like, how old is this? They were like saying like 70. Somebody said 100. And I think kids, base your height, your age on your height. There was that type of correlation. So yeah, those type of things were funny.
When you in grade school, you say, "Man, I can't mess with him. He in the 5th grade. I'm only in the 3rd grade."
Right. There's a big difference then too.
Yeah.
So see me coming in at 6'8" and like 300 something pounds, kids are looking like, and that one kid screaming, "It's a giant!" That was the funniest thing ever.
That's all right, because when you walked on the football field, a lot of people were like, "Ooh, you a big boy."
But then also, I'm pretty much probably bigger than all their parents, so they correlate that too. As like he's bigger, I'm bigger than my parents. So all those things. So yeah, I was probably was a giant to them.
That's awesome. You are going to the College Football Hall of Fame. I think it's in December is when the induction is. Like,
out in Las Vegas.
That's such a cool honor, Brian. Like, you obviously deserve it, but like, how much are you looking forward to getting out there and getting to celebrate?
I'm looking forward to it, right? But I'm gonna tell you the funny part is Dwight Freeney is in my class as well, and I remember when we went to the college, like when I won the Outland Trophy, he was in the row like right next to me, and all my highlights was him. So I was like, I hope they don't do that again this year. Like it was so awkward. Seeing him with my highlights, and I looked over, he's like, "Oh," I heard him say like, "Oh, guys," and he put his hand over his head. So it's like, I hope we don't get out there. Like, use some other highlights. Don't use him on my highlight.
Did you got out to the Canes Legend Camp this year? Like, what's the buzz around UM going into this year? I know it wasn't a great first year for the Cristobal era, but what's I guess the vibe going into year 2?
It just seems like they're pretty like hard working out there, and I feel like that'll eventually like pass on to like more and more of his recruits. So I feel like those guys who were freshmen last year, by the time they get to their junior year, it should be like a thing. And as far as work ethic and going out there and really competing, so I'm looking for the progress.
Does he? Go ahead, Leroy.
You think I've always asked a lot of players this. When we went to college, right? If you wasn't playing right away, you just work harder. And you just tried to wait. Okay, when it's my turn, I'm gonna be ready to go. So I'm gonna do all the things I need. But now they just transfer.
And like I was saying, we didn't have the attitude. I came in with like Clinton Portis and all those guys, and everybody was trying to come in and take people's jobs. We didn't care. So it was like we had guys like trying to tell us like to dumb down our play. We like, no, we want to play. So it made everybody better because we were really fighting to take people's jobs. And they were fighting to hold on to their job, so that means you have to play harder.
Everybody's better. Harder. Yeah, everybody get better, but especially when you played, you had.
I don't like it. It's a week out to me to leave and go to another team and feel like you can go there. Like, why you couldn't win here?
Right, but the other thing is just imagine. I always think of you back when you played. All the running backs that was in the room, and everybody still got theirs. They didn't have to leave and go somewhere else. When it was their turn, they balled out.
They got theirs, but somebody left early to make some room for somebody else. But they all competed and pushed each other too.
Right.
You feel like is that people have been waiting for like the U to be back forever? Since your time. Like, Do you feel like that makes it does make it harder on coaches? Just the fact that like Mario obviously knew what it took back then, but like, do you feel like he could recreate anything like that again because of just how it is this day and age?
The mindset is a little different. That back then there wasn't an option for us where that'll be an option for kids who feel like they should be playing and don't have the patience to kind of wait and just kind of learn from whoever's in front of them and get better. Because I mean, I even had to wait when I got there. I basically felt like I won a position, but then the guy, he was there through the probation and they were like, let him finish out his senior year. Did I want to? No. But I ended up doing it and it kind of panned out and worked out better for me. So I stayed. I wasn't like, well, I'm going to transfer. I was like, I stayed and I just kind of like got more familiar with the playbook. And then when it really was my time, I came in there and just kind of solidified my spot at that position. So, I mean, you got to think like that too. I think a lot of these guys think a little short term. I think a lot of them need like more mentors.
Well, the problem is that all the people closest to them is telling them what they deserve.
That's never done it.
Should be getting.
But there's never done it before too. It's a lot of that. There's people who've never done it before trying to guide them and tell them what they should be doing. And then a lot of times you got to realize you have this portal where there's a lot of people that go in that portal, but a lot of people don't come out of it either. You hear stories of people who may have had success. There's a lot of people that didn't have success. So don't think jumping in that portal is always going to be a good thing.
Do you feel like, I'm sure like when you go to these like legend camps or things like people, I'm sure like the coaching staff wants you to have the ear or something. Because like, do you feel like they, not to make you feel old, but like, do they respect the legend that is Brian McKinney or any of you guys that go back there? Like, does that aura still play the same way to these kids?
When the school, I feel like if the school, I think with Coach Cristobal, he keeps it alive as far as the tradition. I feel like coaches in the past, they didn't know the tradition or anything. So I feel like he keeps it more alive and keeps the stories going because when I was there, you had Coach Kehoe, you had all those guys who had been there with like, you know, Warren Sapp and Michael Irvin and them. So we knew the tradition. We heard the stories. So I think it'll be a little more different now. And then you have certain people that are like plastered all throughout the facility, like myself and Edrin James and Ed Reed and everybody. So there's probably a certain level of respect just given just because you see us on a daily, you know, when you're walking through the halls at the athletic training facility.
All right, we appreciate it, man. Listen, go check out his back to school giveaway coming up on July 29th, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at North Miami High School. Anything else you want to say, Brian, about people getting there or anything? Any other details you want out there?
No, we're just trying to give away 500 backpacks and supplies from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Well, listen, man, thanks for always doing the great work you do. You're always out in the community doing good work, man. So,
thank you very much.
Some time.
All right, Brian.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go. Brian McKinney. Always appreciate
it.